Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. We're live right now. We should be getting Tevin Farmer. They're telling us Devin Haney. We actually got a few people to get to today, so it's going to be even better than what we've been already bringing you. Obviously, we've brought you Oscar De La Hoya,
Yes.
Eric Gomez,
Facts.
Ryan Garcia.
Big facts.
But now even more people will be brought to us. So, yeah, we're just going to, sit back. We're going to try and stay live a little bit longer this time since, obviously we've been starting and stopping, but it's because of the inconsistency of the interviews. But we think maybe one long live stream will work. And
we just sit back and chat like we're at home. I mean, like we normally do. You know what I'm saying? Bring in some callers. If you want to call in, you can call in on Skype, right?
Yes. I mean, we definitely need to open that, but we can take callers.
Yeah.
We can take callers for sure. Hey, J Hardcore Boxing News. What it do? What it do? Do me, man. Talk to me, brother.
Well, what you want me to say, bro?
I want you to talk into the mic.
I'm looking around.
Adjust it to you.
I'm looking
Turn
around.
it up.
I'm looking around. My
Stop
neck's
looking
breaking.
around.
So
Look
many
at the
fighters
mic.
in here.
I know, right?
I got so many fighters
So
in
many
here. I'm
fighters
looking
in here.
around.
Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard's in the building.
I just stared at Sugar Ray Leonard. I felt like running over, shaking his hand.
Mhm.
Legends. I mean, it's really live. The fight week is live, and there's a lot of people excited for the fight.
Yeah, boxing media's out, man. Out and about. We got all the big wigs here, including ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
And shout out to the promotions and everyone that's involved in putting this fight together, and the appreciation they're showing for us, the media now. It's something that's definitely refreshing. We sometimes we're looked at as like sort of like that black sheep enemy of the state sort of thing.
No.
You know what I mean?
He's right. He's right. I am feeling the warm welcome.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Even Eric Gomez like you the media, you will make this fight a big fight.
It's very much appreciated because I think that many have understood what it really takes to put in the groundwork and advocate for the sport. You know, we are the advocates for this sport. We bring it out to the public, and I feel like they're really, really appreciating us now. It's really refreshing.
Looks like we're gonna get our first guest.
The champ.
I just
The
believe,
champ
man,
is
that,
here.
that
Champ is here.
that streaming services like YouTube, IG, and all those platforms has done a lot for boxers and boxing as in a whole.
I like
And
the
right
sweater.
now-
I like the sweater.
Have
Tev.
a seat, champ.
And right now we got
he got the
we got
Fendi
a
sweater
very
on.
very special guest.
That's official, man. I like it. That's the card right. That's the key.
130-pound champion, IBF champion, straight out
Yes,
of
sir.
Yeah, put those right on.
Mic yourself up, little headphones, get in the booth with us.
straight out of Philly. Straight out of Philly, you know what I'm saying? Drop me a quick.
I know. Show me that you
me
from
get a
Philly, because
16.
Benny Siegel,
He
you know
gonna
what I'm
have
saying?
me
You got
beatboxing,
Meek Mills, you got some Benny Siegel, Reed Dollars.
You got Brian Jennings.
Yeah, you
Brian,
do.
Hey. Okay.
Turn his
Nah.
mic up, baby.
We
Number
got
4.
we got a very special guest, man. We have Tevin Farmer joining the show, IBF champion. What's going on, brother? How's it going?
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're doing good. Hey, listen, man. It looks like you made the right decision, man. I mean,
the zone.
the zone,
Look at
the
him.
zone.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a vision.
Okay.
I always got the greatest visions. If I say I'm gonna do something, then it most likely is gonna succeed. And
Mhm.
I feel like this was a great opportunity.
Absolutely. Man, when I really kind of started being a big fan of yours is when you were on HBO and you got robbed by
That was crazy.
man. I mean, you got like robbed with no gun.
Bad.
I'm-
It's crazy. I got robbed and I got shot in my hand.
That's
like
what I'm
3
about to
months
say
before
too.
that.
That's what I'm about to say too.
Wow.
How can coming from being shot in your hand, being robbed, and then being where you at right now? How does it feel, brother?
It feel great. You know, it's like it's nothing that I can really say. You gotta be in my heart to feel it.
Okay.
It's like I can't really speak it. It's crazy.
So I want to ask, are you excited that obviously you got Ryan Garcia on the zone and now
Yeah.
you got Devin Haney? Those are future fights for you, possibly. Are they? Are we thinking too far ahead, or do you see those as super fights in the future for Tevin Farmer?
No, I feel like we thinking a little too far ahead. You know, Devin Haney, that's my young boy. Ryan Garcia, that fight not gonna happen. I feel like these, in order for fights like that to happen, a lot of money has to be offered. And at this moment, I feel like Devin Haney is just coming onto the zone, and he's a great young prospect and contender. I feel like, and I feel like the zone going do big things with him. You know, why make two of your top guys fight at the moment? You know, and that's my little homie anyway. So I'm focused on 130. I never want to get too ahead of myself, and talking about other rankings. You know, at 130, that's where I'm at for now.
Ever since I seen you run down on Tank, I believe it was 2 years ago. And
I was there.
I did it.
and
No, it
Vegas-
happened recently. It happened recently again. We
Again?
probably like a year ago. I think probably if that. I think yeah.
And I always been salivating wanting that fight.
Yes.
When can we?
I think everybody does, though.
When can we get that unification?
It's not gonna happen no time soon.
Why you say that?
Politics.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Leonard Ellaby and I think Floyd. I don't know who it is. I'm not even gonna say
Ellaby
names.
definitely said.
If you watch YouTube videos, it's the proof is in the pudding. He like, we gonna do it when we ready. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like, we're not gonna do it right now, and that's all there's to it. We want to fight, and it's not gonna happen. So I gotta move forward. I'm gonna keep getting that bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's all you talk about now is that bag and
Hell
the money
yeah.
that the zone is paying you.
Because I be trying to throw it in these fighters' faces because they should throw shit in my face.
Yeah, you earned yours.
Tables turn sound like
Yeah.
Sound like Spence.
Yes,
Tables
sir.
turn.
Yeah, tables turn.
You
Nobody,
the big fish now?
Yeah, I'm the big fish.
So
I'm the shark.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yo, talk to me about the resurgence of boxing in Philly. I'm not that it's ever left, but like so many fighters are coming out of Philly and made a name for themselves now
Yeah.
in this generation for boxing. Danny Garcia, Gabriel Rosado, yourself. Even guys like Amir Mansour, Brian Jennings, got to give those guys credit. Amir Mansour
Absolutely.
just got in with two up-and-coming top prospects, Efe
Yeah.
and Flip Hargrove. Like, it takes cojones to get in this ring with people like that. Talk to us a little bit about Philadelphia, man.
I mean,
where
Philly,
you from?
Yeah, Philly's on the rise. Not only in boxing, but basketball and
I don't
football.
know, man. Hold
and
on, man. Y'all
rappers.
playing the Raptors now.
Sportsman over here.
Yeah,
Y'all playing the Raptors now,
and-
man. Hold on now. Kawhi ain't no
Yeah.
joke, man.
So
Get him, Mike,
We
because you know
just-
I don't know nothing about them sports.
no, I'm not talking about Philadelphia team because you know when you get drafted on the team, people come from all over the world. I'm talking about the basketball players that actually come out of Philly.
High school.
Yeah,
ground,
like
got
they
you.
could be in the NBA playing for Sacramento, but they from Philly. You know what I'm saying? So it all around the board, Philly. I just feel like Philly is doing their thing, man.
Pool
And
of talent.
yeah, I think right now you got a couple top guys in Philly, but besides that, you got a lot of guys even coming up.
Dermani Rock is one of the heavyweights from Philly, right?
Definitely,
he
man.
from-
Just
he
got a
from Philly, yeah.
knockout.
Yeah,
Just
he
got a
from
knockout.
Philly too. You got a lot. I don't want to mention the names because it's too many.
There's
So
many.
let me
yeah.
get your-
No, I'm actually going. I think we
Me
got
too.
to go to the same thing.
Go ahead.
Because he said Damani Rock. It reminded me of Big Baby Miller,
Nah,
and I want to
I
get your
wasn't. I
thoughts
wasn't.
on just the controversy, man. And for me, it's not. I don't want to. I don't want. Like, I'm not trying to bring up the controversy. I'm more talking about like the opportunity missed. We was talking about close to $6 million.
I'm just giving you how I feel. You know, brother.
Yeah. Speak your
Listen, to
mind.
each his own. He had the opportunity to make mad money, and he decided it. I mean, I'm not gonna criticize him for that. You know, a lot of other people, not saying that is right, but a lot of other people got caught up with the same stuff, or worse or lesser. But it is what it is, and I hope he bounces back from it, and I hope it's a lesson learned. We all do stuff that we ain't supposed to do as kids, as adults, and
He deserves a second
yeah,
chance. you said.
everybody do. You know.
Do you think boxing gives him a second chance?
That's
They've
the
given
question.
guys.
That's the question.
I just want to remind you, they've given
Povetkin.
guys like Povetkin multiple shots. Luis Ortiz,
Tyson
multiple
Fury.
shots.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury,
I mean,
Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah. You know,
You know, the list goes on and on.
does that stain ever wash away? In your opinion, Tevin, that stain once you know you're like you categorized as a dirty fighter, you know, and it's like
I mean, you asked me to do the same for. like
in
far
your
as him?
opinion, yeah, like as far as a fighter who's caught, you know, using
The
PEDs,
stigma around him.
of like, okay,
Hey.
you know what, all your fights before that weren't clean.
It ain't no stain. I mean, he got caught. That's what it is. I'll be focused on me nowadays. Like
I hear you.
I don't really be like into all that. Like somebody caught on steroids, they just got caught. Like I don't even think about it after I read it. Like after that, it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like until somebody bring it back up, like right now, and then I think about it again. But other than that, like I don't be thinking about what's going on for real.
Let me get your breakdown of a Philly fighter that I really, really like, but he's going to be in tough on May 11th with Jared Hurd. I'm talking about
J-Rock.
J-Rock.
Yeah.
How you see that fight going, man?
It's gonna be a great fight. I'm really close. I'm really cool with Jared Hurd, and you know I'm really cool with J-Rock, but he from Philly, so you know I'm gonna rock with Philly all day.
Already?
That's not out of the question, you know. What's up, Jared Hurd? he know we follow each other. We always comment on each other's posts, but I'm rocking with Philly. He know If man Tank for, he gonna rock with Tank. So that's just
Gotta ride with
that's
the
just the
hometown,
game. I'm
man.
riding with the hometown, and I feel like Julian Williams. This is a big opportunity for him, and don't sleep on Julian Williams. Like I said before, and I'm cool with the Charlos, both of them, Jamel and Jamal. Like we really cool. Julian Williams was coming into that fight big when he fought him, and he got caught with a shot. You know, the Charlos is very smart and very strong. You can't slip up with those dudes. You can't. If you slip up, it's over. You know what I'm saying? And J-Rock clipped up at that time, but he was doing hella great, and he just got caught up. And that's boxing. You know,
It's the
you
name
can't.
of the game.
It's the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Tevin Farmer, he don't get hit.
Bro, let me tell you, just to compliment you now, I know you you're a phenom in a defensive boxing.
Thank you,
Like,
thank
you're
you.
a phenom,
Definitely, yes,
man.
Nice movie.
And,
I appreciate it.
How was your fight with Jonah? Was it fun for you?
It was fun as hell.
Yeah.
I got to do what I wanted. Like, I boxed in the first 2-3 rounds. It was easy, and I just said, let me have fun now, you know?
He's a gritty fighter.
I hurt my hands, like in the 4th round. But, yeah, he agreed to fight, but that shit don't mean nothing, man. I don't know no fighter that's boxed right now that's more relaxed than me, man. Like, if you look at the details of the fight, like, look at the fight, like in slow motion. Zoom in. I'm like everything is slow motion. Like I'm looking at the fight at all times. Like everything is slow motion for me. So I just be enjoying that shit. Like I lead the ring. I don't have no marks, none of that shit. I be cool. Like I can fight again.
Let's get to why everybody's here. Everybody's here for this
Well,
big
before we
event.
switch to the main subject of Canelo, I do want to know what's next for you, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
I got a mandatory.
Yeah, he does.
who's that?
The guy that John Carroll just got
I
a
just
draw
seen
with.
his name, man.
Oh.
I
So,
know his name, yeah.
They got a draw. They playing for the mandatory spot. They
Dude
got
we
a
lost
draw.
money on. The dude we lost money on.
Yeah, they got a draw. They got a draw. So
Burnett?
John Carroll was picked. John Carroll was talking trash at the moment, so I picked him to fight him first,
Okay.
and then I had to fight this French guy next.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Now, going back to this big event and why we're here, Canelo, Jacobs. Can Jacobs pull off the upset, in your opinion?
I'm gonna just say like I tell everybody.
Okay.
Canelo's like my favorite fighter. Then Jacobs is a good friend of mine, and he can fight his ass off. Saturday night, the best man will win.
Who's got the best resume in boxing?
The best resume in boxing right now.
Active fighter.
Active. I'm gonna tell you.
Look at Boxing
it's
Brown.
3 people.
He's searching his brain.
No,
like,
I already know. It's like 3 people right now. No order. Probably 4. 3 people that I know off top. Canelo, no order. Canelo, Canelo, Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao. It was one more.
You just crushed Mike because you started to say Terrence and you took it back and his
Nah.
two syllables.
Nah,
Two
nah.
syllables.
Listen,
took it off the
listen.
table.
Now you ask me like who?
No, I'm just trying to
who
tease
one of the
him.
most skillful? Oh yeah, definitely Terrence. Hell yeah, skillful. But you gotta be mindful the words we using. Skill, resume is
yes,
not the
sir.
same.
Mhm.
So resume, you got Danny Garcia, probably the best.
Everybody.
Don't forget about his 140 division when he
About
fought
everybody.
Lucas Matisse, Lamont Peterson, Zab Judah. Like, don't forget all them dudes he beat. You know what I'm saying? American.
Yes.
Don't forget all of them. And then you got Pacquiao, which is a legend. He fought everybody.
Yes.
And then you come and you get Canelo. He fought Floyd. He fought Triple G twice.
Laura
he
Trout.
fought Laura Trout. Like so it's like it's really no debate. And then after that, you come with the guys like Lomachenko, you know. He got the ringing dials. No
Yes.
matter what people say about him, oh, he was too small. It don't matter. We
Gary
talking
Russell
resumes right
Jr.?
now. Gary Russell. So, yeah, those guys. Yo.
I want to get your thoughts on Andy Ruiz. Can he?
I never heard of him until he fought
wow.
Joshua. I
Oh,
even
my
seen him.
God.
Yeah.
What?
man.
And he
Been
fought
creeping.
like
He's been
last
creeping
Saturday.
Up the heavyweight rank.
He,
I don't know. I gotta look at a YouTube
He
video.
fought Joseph Parker for the WBO title, but lost.
I gotta look at a YouTube
Well,
video.
controversial,
Probably make
man.
too
Not
much
everybody had him losing that.
I gotta get a YouTube video. I haven't seen him.
So what's been up, man? When you get into Vegas and how's Vegas
I
treating
got to
you?
Vegas 2 days ago. It's going good. You know, it's my last week on vacation. I'm just here to enjoy the fight, support my boy, and be in Vegas.
But it's different though. I mean, since you've been with the Zone, I don't know if it's them or you, but you've been out there more,
Man,
like more events,
You're
more
scouting a whole lot
publicity,
more.
It's,
more
um,
interviews,
yeah.
more cameras.
It's both of us. It takes 2. You know,
Mhm.
it takes a team. The fighter got to be willing to do certain things and go certain places, and the Zone and Matchroom got to be willing to give you opportunity to do those things. So it's a combination.
I got a great question because I've even interviewed Eddie a few times after the Philly show, and that's all he talks about is the Philly show. It feels like it feels like it was the Zone's best show.
I think it was. Well, I wouldn't say the best because we had Canelo, so you can't say that. But that's a different level.
From top to bottom, best show.
Yeah, all around the board, Philadelphia, and I'm like, we don't do championship shows in Philly. Like I brought that thing back after 16 years.
I'm talking about Hank Lundy and
Avery Spiral. That was a great
hell yeah.
They popped it off.
And it's not only about me. You had a great undercard. We had a great undercard.
Nah,
man.
it made Twitter. It made Twitter.
Yeah, it made Twitter.
Bro, I pushed Eddie for that. I was so mad.
Look, it was on the
because Spiral was
playback,
stepping
though.
up, man.
After it was over, you could watch it on the playback.
I think we're gonna go back to Philly for unification.
Who? Canelo?
Probably Burchett.
Burchett.
Oh,
okay.
you've been saying Burchett for a while.
Yeah, I be wanting all the champions. I know me and Davis not gonna fight, so I'm going for the next big dog.
Now Burchett, does he only have one out? Because I know he's been over with Top Rank, but not contractually. It was an option, right?
I don't know. Yeah, money talk. The Zone got the Zone paying. So
I figure it was after that Roman fight that he had. They had an option.
I'm willing to fight all these dudes though. Y'all know ain't no figure with me. Y'all get a lot of fighters to say that shit. So y'all know ain't no figure. Like I seen Julio Diaz there, I ran down on his ass.
I heard about that.
Yeah, actually, our guy said he instigated it.
Nash, you know.
Danny said he instigated it.
He instigated. He basically was saying like he did an interview. I'm like, where he at? I seen him. I'm like, we going down there. Like, if I see something I don't like on social media, like
what he say on social media?
He just being disrespectful. Not calling me out. It's one thing calling somebody out, and there's another thing being disrespectful. Like if I feel like I don't like what you did on social media, I'm going when I see you, I'm gonna say something. Like man, Ness had a little
straight up.
Yeah, I gotta bring it up. Like that's my boy now, and we talked it out, and he basically ain't mean no harm about what he did, but I took it a different way. But when I seen him, what I do, Ness, right? I came like, yo, what's up? Like we were doing an interview. I'm like, no, I ain't doing no interview. Like what's up? Like you know what I'm saying? But as a man, we was able to talk. And we got that shit straight, and that shit is dead now. We cool as fuck right now. So, but just know, like when people say certain shit on social media, when I see him, I'm going to say something to you. Cause that same shit,
accountability.
That's what we do in the streets too. I'm not even gonna bring the streets into it, but it's kind of the same shit. When you're a man and you popping shit, I can't see you. I can't see you and just let you walk by like everything cool. Like
speaking of,
ain't nothing cool.
Speaking of, you said when you're a man and you see somebody popping shit. Like, so how do you make fights with people that pop shit? How do you make a fight with a Javante or a Ryan?
Well, it's different because Gervonta Davis is a world champion.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So he good. He getting paid like I'm getting paid. He don't need me. He don't need me. I don't need him. He don't make my career. I don't make his career. Would it elevate our careers? Hell yeah. Well, we don't need each other. But like guys like Jojo Diaz and them, like. You disrespected me and you want me to make if you fight me you gonna get paid $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, bro. Like you want me to give you the opportunity or no? So come correct. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a boss. I'm a boss and I'm a fighter. So when we do deals, me, Eddie Hearn, Lou DiBella, we have a great relationship and we talk it out. And I'm like, we gonna do this, we ain't gonna do that, we gonna do that. And like I get to make calls. Like
negotiations.
Fighters can't do that though. Fighters can't go to their promoter and do this. Fighters get told what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many fighters want to fight in their own city? It can't happen. Because the promoters or whoever you're dealing with don't respect you as a man. They don't respect you as a businessman. They only see you as a fighter.
And how you're a great fighter. You've earned yourself some money. And how's your life outside? Your investments,
outside. He got a strip club.
I sold it. Everybody say that. I ain't got it.
Whoa. Yeah.
I sold that though.
Floyd Mayweather.
He sold it.
I'm not going to be in no strip club for the rest of my life. You get in there, you make some money out of it, and you get rid of it.
Straight up.
That's not what I want to do.
Damn, you probably got a lot of offers too. Once it became a Tevin Farmer strip club.
Tevin Farmer spot.
Yeah. Some close friends got it. They got it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. Keep it in the family, man.
Some close friends got it. But yeah, we I got some stuff going on.
I see some some houses.
Yeah, I did a couple houses. Right now I'm only doing guaranteed wins. I ain't trying to risk my money like that.
Murphy's Law and shit.
Yeah.
Commercial property?
No, not yet. I ain't doing those yet, but I will eventually. I'll probably go get a gym.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
A personal gym with Tevin Farmer. Then I'll probably do memberships out of there. It depends how I feel. I'm not willing to take too many big risks right now at this moment. I ain't got the Canelo money yet, so the risk. I take risks.
Gotta minimize those.
I'm trying to take risks. You take risks to get get rich. Once you get there a little bit, you like, all right, let me slow down a little bit. Until you get to Floyd level or Canelo level, then you can take bigger risks, you know, because the money, I lose $20 million, I'm still cool.
I want to get.
I can't lose that.
Let me ask, how's the visibility been for you? The awareness, like, are you being noticed more as Tevin Farmer, the fighter now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the boxing world been doing me for a while.
Yeah. No, boxing world,
I feel like it's bigger, but I feel like I'm getting more of the outside fans. I feel like 2014, 2015, that's not one of my run. I went on my run when I fought Angel Luna, and I made that defensive video up against the rope, slipping, and I got out of there. That was the video that boosted my career.
Yeah. Social media,
man.
Second fighter, we sit down.
Let me tell you though,
it's powerful,
like,
man.
I was the king of social media for like 3 years straight. Like, I had every fucking boxing page post. Like, I was the topic for like not 3, probably 2.5 years straight. No, I was the topic. I was the topic of every boxing. Like, I could call any boxing page like, yo, post this, and I was doing that shit constantly. And it was the respect. I don't know. I guess it's the way I carry myself, my demeanor or something. The respect level I give and they give back. So people, it was doing what I say, and vice versa. I would do what they say too. But I could call people like, yo, can you post this joint, post this joint, post this joint, post this joint? And before you know, I'm at like 100,000 followers. I'm like, oh shit, man, I want 200 now. Like, I want 200 now. So,
man, you were pushing.
But
yourself.
yeah, so it like that's why you gotta watch how you treat people, because like when you treat people wrong, like people don't want to do that for you.
We've been talking about that all week.
I'm touching up on it.
Yeah.
Like, I treat people right, not because I want things from you, but that's just what I do. I just treat people right. So when I want things done, people do them. Like, they don't hesitate because I'm a good dude.
That's good energy, man.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, what's the biggest like difference between fighting on HBO, a network, and fighting on a platform like The Zone?
What's the difference between networks, or what's the difference between me?
How you feel about it?
Yeah, because you've been on a network with HBO and you've been with The Zone. So what's the differences for you?
Besides the money.
I mean,
and besides the treatment too, because obviously The Zone is taking care of you.
I can't really compare because I fought on HBO one time and I wasn't even signed with them. True. So it's no comparison. You know what I'm saying? Over here in The Zone, it's no comparison. Like, you can't even compare those two. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think fighters are making a mistake by not signing with The Zone? Like, a lot of guys are out there that could possibly do good over here. Like, let's say Jamal Charlo comes over here. There's no really come over the form because everybody else has the 160 division. Do you think Jamal is not making the right decision by not coming over?
I can't really speak on that because, like, to each his own, and everything is not good for everybody. Okay. You know? So what's good for me and Devin Haney and Jacob may not be good for Jamal or Jamal Charlo. You know, they may got a different plan in life. Their plan may not be our plan. Maybe they get money on the back end. Maybe we don't know. We don't know
journeys.
Yeah, we don't know.
Also, they do get backhand checks.
I don't know. I'm just saying we don't really know what's going on in their life, so we can't really speak on it. You know what I'm saying? I can only speak on it as a fighter of myself. Like, yeah, listen, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. I never been on Showtime, so I don't know how they being treated over there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they being treated great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So did Chino come out here with you, or he's still home?
Yeah, we got a guy fighting Juice, Anthony Young. He fighting.
Juice.
He fighting. He fighting. What's the boy name? Zamale. Yeah, he fighting. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he fighting Zamale.
That slipped right past me.
Yeah. And I'm betting on him. You know, I'm cool with that.
On Juice?
Yeah, I'm betting.
But he moving up for this, ain't he?
No, he fighting 47.
How long he been at 47?
For a while.
Okay.
I'm betting. Hell yeah. I'm cool. I'm cool with Damali, but I'm never going against the home team ever.
Wait. He said he betting. Yo, we've been doing the betting show every
underdog,
Friday.
He the underdog. Like, he was like 28-1. Now he like 14-1. Yeah, I'm betting. He 14-1 now.
Okay.
I'm betting. I'm going with the home team. That's my boy.
Well, Tevin, I want to thank you, obviously, for giving us the opportunity to interview you, man.
You know, y'all get the real raw Tevin Farmer.
That's what we want, bro.
That's exactly what we want. We appreciate it, too, man.
Let me touch on something before I get off here. So, this is going to YouTube, right?
Yep.
All right, so I need everybody to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Tevin Farmer 22, TEVIN FARMER 22. YouTube channel, you know,
nice,
about my personal life that I'm starting to do.
Sort of like a vlog.
Yeah,
series?
vlogging. Yeah, because I'm doing it. You know, I'm convinced I'm in, and usually I'm real private. most of it be boxing. Like I'm personal, so I'm gonna give the world Tevin Farmer outside of boxing, and they get to see what I really do, what I'm really about, and like the fun I have, and like all that shit. So they can subscribe at Life is Tevin Farmer, Life LIFEAS Tevin Farmer, man, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Why? Right now I got 2 videos up. One video basically telling everyone about the channel and what it's gonna be. The second one is the hot wing challenge I did with Miss Polka. We did a hot wing challenge. It was hot as hell, and so now I'm gonna just continue to do my life. I'm gonna sneak in boxing too.
Okay.
And I need y'all to when y'all post to YouTube, I need y'all to
it's live.
put my I need y'all to
tag
put my tag my
Tag you
Yes,
up.
sir.
put my
in the description.
my-
Link in the description.
my YouTube thing in the description. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
you know?
for
Definitely.
sure.
And so that's what I'm doing moving forward, trying to do that. So everybody I do an interview with,
Pretty sure
I'm gonna
many
tell them
people
they
is
just
gonna
gotta put
appeal
my
to
they
that.
gotta put my description. I think that shouldn't be a bad thing for them to do,
Of course not.
cause I could be getting interviews for my own website, you know.
For
But
sure.
I want other people to grow as well. So
For sure.
we gonna
Eat
help
together.
each other. We gonna help each
That's
other.
right.
Hand wash
We-
the
Like
others.
used to be.
Y'all
That's right,
get
man.
some more subscribers off me, and I get some subscribers off y'all.
For sure,
Sir.
man. Tevin, man, I want to thank you, man.
Thank
You've
you.
been a wonderful guest, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Just you like a breath of fresh air today.
I
To
know,
be honest,
right?
even though Oscar was really good, like you just in a
You
real,
took-
you in a
you-
good mood
It
today.
seems like
I'm
it,
always
man.
in a good mood though. This is me.
I-
Like most
I
of the
guess
time.
I guess I'm more used to seeing you fight week.
That's
'cause
what-
you,
that's
you
what-
like in a good
Yeah.
mood.
That's why.
right
That's
now.
why you got to subscribe to my channel. Cause
Get
everybody,
a little moody, you know?
cause the only time people really see me is when I'm dealing with boxing shit.
Yeah.
I'm making weight or somebody popping shit. And I gotta
Yeah.
run down on them or stuff like that. Like no, seriously though.
Talk
No,
your
I
shit,
like
dog.
it. I
Me
like
too.
it.
Talk
That's the
your-
only time. No, it should feel like deja
Talk
vu. I feel
that
like I did
shit.
this. But
Uh-oh.
that's
He's
like
in the Matrix right
no, but that's how that's how people know me
That's how
through
good he
boxing.
feeling.
They only really get to see me do that stuff.
Yeah.
And like people be like, damn, Tev, this, Tev, that. Like y'all don't really know me. Like don't fucking judge me.
Would that say never too late?
Yeah,
Nice.
you know.
No, that's nice.
It's
too.
never too late. And if y'all want to know what it means, just what it
I-
sound
I
like,
could-
right?
I could already imagine,
Yeah,
man. I know your career and I know the
yeah.
story. So
Yes,
four
sir.
losses in the beginning,
Yeah.
and you're telling yourself
Now
it's
I'm a-
never
Yeah,
too
ain't-
late,
ain't lost-
and
Absolutely.
you're proving it, which is good, man.
Absolutely, you know.
You know, and you got a lot of young talent in your gym. You know,
Yeah.
Chino,
Yeah, a
he's
lot.
got so many
Steven.
guys. Obviously, even Boxing Rail has a bunch of up and coming guys. So
Yeah.
you're an inspiration to a lot of people, man.
But that's the way to go. That's the way to
Absolutely.
go, man. And I'm doing a lot of. I got some other shit. If y'all got time, I gotta get this shit out.
Oh, man, come on.
Go for it, man.
So
Tell all,
I'm
tell
over.
all.
I've been over in Ethiopia.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
I'm starting a
Foundation?
a foundation over there.
That's
and
good, man.
I got
Great.
land, and we're gonna build like a nice gym over there. We're gonna get the kids off the streets,
Wow.
and we're gonna give them opportunity to be great at something they like.
Amazing.
And
man.
we not
What
only
made you choose
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Ethiopia?
saying, what made
because
you do that?
Ethiopia is the only country in Africa that haven't been colonized. If y'all know what that means.
Yeah, colonized by the British. I don't know. the
Yeah,
British
it haven't been
colonized
colonized, so it's like really poor, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it haven't really colonized, so
They have important churches.
yeah.
Huh?
So I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna get these kids opportunities, and not only with boxing, but outside of boxing, you know, we gonna pay for some of our trainers to go over there, maybe a month at a time to teach them. We gonna pay some fighters to go over there, do stuff like that. So we gonna try to build.
Reaching out to the
Yeah,
community.
we gonna build them up. Yeah, we gonna build them up, yo.
That's
Man.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's great, bro.
So you want to give back? See,
Yeah, I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all over, you know.
I can't hear nothing. What?
I don't know what he
Hey,
said.
bro,
but-
you
That
messing
was
up my
us,
interview,
man.
bro.
Come on, man.
Hey, bro, you messing up my interview, bro.
Come on, P. Diddy. Try to get out
All
of the
up into the
camera.
video.
All in the video.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. You know, we try to make an impact not only in boxing but outside of boxing. You know?
For sure,
Be
man.
great.
Absolutely, man.
That's what's
Absolutely.
up.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear you giving back after getting your opportunity, man.
Yeah, it's crazy because I had an interview to go to. I had not an interview, a award ceremony in Philly. I got Fighter of the Year. And,
Oh,
I
Congratulations
got fight.
on that,
Thank
man.
you. I got Fighter of the Year and I got Performance of the Year. I got 2 awards, but I missed out on it to go over there. So
to
and,
Ethiopia.
yeah, I went. Yeah,
That's big,
so-
man.
That's big, man.
That's
Yeah,
big.
I met with the hottest people over there. You know, they was begging me not to leave. I met with like the kings over there. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of celebrities and famous, popular people don't ever go there. You know, to see me, they was like, "Wow, like this is great." They didn't want me to leave, basically. So, I met
Lot
with
of
the,
love,
I
lot
met
of
with the, I
love.
don't know if you know the guy Holly. He won the most medals in marathon running ever in history. Like he like
Oh,
the king
he's
over there.
Ethiopian. Yeah.
Yeah, he got
He's the man.
So I pulled up a picture. He
I think Ethiopia won again.
it's some big shit happening over there, man. It's going to be crazy, man.
That's what's up, man. You seem very happy and
Man,
excited
I'm talking
about
like
it, man.
He's
That's
smiling like
You know what?
Yeah.
You know,
You
on
got
cloud
that guy, right?
nine. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, that's that guy. That's the guy.
Put it in the camera, man. Put it in the
Yeah,
camera.
he that
here.
work. Yeah,
He's
they
won the
know
marathon in New York
multiple times.
bro.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the most guy ever. So we cool. We had a meeting a couple times. He, and some big things coming. So y'all gonna hear more.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
Now listen, we're excited because you're doing a lot of good stuff, but like
Yeah.
in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, is a lot of things gonna affect you in any way in your boxing career? Because
How?
You got-
That's why you got a team. That's why you build a perfect team. Nobody make it alone.
that's right.
You got
You're
a perfect
right.
team.
You're right.
I got a team over here, and I got a team over
Still
here.
got the
dealing with-
amateur mentality.
I got a team over here that's dealing with stuff in America. Then I got another team that I deal with over in Ethiopia, in Africa. So, and then I'm starting my YouTube channel. That's my teammate right there.
Okay.
So like, it's a lot of shit. Like
Responsibilities are spread out
It's
pretty
spread out,
well. Then.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So
Delegation.
we're always like,
Delegation,
too
baby.
much,
Delegation.
no,
too much
I
on
don't
your plate.
focus. And then when I'm in camp, I don't do shit. I don't focus on nothing. People come to me and I'm like yes or no, and then that's it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
What's your favorite food out of camp?
I don't have favorite food. I just eat stuff.
Okay.
But like, I just had some Ethiopian food. I ate some Ethiopian food like years ago. I like it.
You like trying different.
Yeah, it's good for the culture, man. Like you get to appreciate life more when you go
Yes.
places like that, man.
Yes, you do.
And I'm gonna say it again, man. Our poorest people over here is rich compared to them people over there.
I'm from
Absolutely.
Honduras. Bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
We're both from third world countries,
Yeah.
so we definitely know what
So y'all
poverty
so y'all
is.
can appreciate what I'm doing, right?
Most
Exactly, exactly.
And it's great, man.
Yeah.
I just
Reminds me of Andre Berto. He did that in Haiti,
Yeah.
similar, because I'm from Dominican Republic, so it was right next
Yeah.
door, and we realized everything that he done for Haiti.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
good, man.
Shout out to him too, Andre Berto.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people, man, doing great things.
Doing
man.
a good thing, man. And it's
Definitely.
good to put these things out there because for the
Yeah.
most part, we just get to see the fighter.
Yeah.
So-
No,
So,
and the
interesting
good is
enough-
never reported on. You know what I mean?
I do a lot of stuff. I did Christmas for people too.
Wow.
But nobody know because I just didn't. Nobody know. And I paid cash for the thousands of dollars. I paid cash for toys. It wasn't, and no disrespect to nobody. I don't want them to take this wrong, but
Yeah.
it wasn't even a write off. I just did it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a write off. I ain't keep my receipts, none of that shit. I just did it because I wanted to do it.
Right here.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I went and bought all the toys, and I hope nobody takes it offensive, but that's what I did. And I seen what I did, so the real people will understand,
Ain't nobody that's as good in them should take offense if somebody.
Yeah,
doing
if
that,
you-
listen, if you take it offensive, you're a bad person. Period. If
Yeah.
you look at this like, wow, that's some real shit right there, then you're a great guy. You're a great person, a great
Absolutely.
lady, whoever watching. But yeah, tune in. Life is Tevin Farmer on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and yeah, Tevin Farmer 22 at Gmail, and I'm at Gmail.
Man, I'm
On
happy,
Twitter,
man.
Instagram.
Happy for you. I'm happy everything is going well, brother. And we can't wait to get you back in the ring. See that defensive skill. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tevin Farmer.
Yeah.
You
IBF.
already know. IBF champion.
Yes,
Any
sir.
social media, Tevin, for anybody that isn't following you, can
Yeah.
follow you.
Tevin Farmer 22 on Instagram and Twitter. TEVIN FARMER. Follow me and YouTube. Subscribe. That's more important right now. Make sure you
That's
subscribe to
right.
the YouTube
He wants
channel.
that
Straight
jump.
up.
man.
Yeah. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for your
Tevin,
time,
man,
Tevin.
thank you again.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. So we're still live here at Canelo versus Jacobs. It is Podcast Row. We have a few more guests scheduled up. We should be getting Devin Haney any moment now.
Yes.
I gotta feed the greedy girl.
And Tevin's got to go have some dinner. But, man, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to Tevin Farmer's YouTube channel. We will put the description in the link below. But definitely hit that thumbs up button as it helps with the visibility. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we got to 100,000, and we're definitely trying to get to that 200K.
Bro, look, man. I'm so mad, nigga. We've been over here working hard. They took the food out, nigga. They put
They
the
done,
food
they done
out.
scooped. They done took the carpet right on the mic
Put
right
the
now.
food up, bro. I wanna hurt somebody, man.
Listen, I saw some
put the camera
desserts
on me.
over there that made me think about cheating, but
But yeah, man.
that cookie last night was enough, Mike.
The cookie last night was enough.
Was enough.
Bro, I'm talking about, man. Big ups to Tevin Farmer for being on, man. I really thank him, man.
We really got to know him a lot in this interview,
He
man.
seems
There's
a
a lot
lot
of new
happier,
things, a lot
bro.
of new things in his life. And like I said, the
them the zone checks, boy, doing something to him.
listen, the zone's taking care of their fighters.
Yes, sir.
they're
they
doing
are.
the right thing.
Yo,
They-
he is
they-
happy.
He
Okay?
cheating. He cheating.
He was glowing, had the Fendi sweater on with the king hearts. Come on, man.
He
doing
was
it.
happy.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Definitely
You
was
know what?
that.
And it really makes me happy because you see
The
what
growth.
the adversity he
You
faced
see the growth, man.
and the growth.
Yeah,
see,
man.
Kudos to him.
You see a guy from everybody wrote him off. Everybody wrote him off. Besides Lou gave him a chance, man. Lou stuck with him. Lou scooped him up.
Now we might have Devin Haney coming, right?
Yeah,
Ain't Devin gone?
I could actually go fishing, man. There's some people in here that
let me go take a piss and I'll be right back.
Sure.
On live.
On live.
Hey
Everybody.
guys, don't mind. Mike has to empty out his bladder.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm sorry,
Don't worry about Mike. He's,
I love you guys, man.
He wanted to give it
I
to
love
you the way.
Guys, everybody.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
You know it.
Yo, so listen, man. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. You know we need that support.
We need those thumbs up.
Yeah. Listen, you know, I forgot. I got my sound. The clips on?
Which, yes, they are. They're all the way up. Oh, no. Try them now.
Damn, can I get some clips in here?
What's up? Yeah, I got them. Oh.
Anyway, so listen, guys. All right, let me see. I'm scouring the room here. We got a couple of your favorite journalists definitely in here. We've seen Thomas Hauser, Ryan Burton, Coogan Cassius, Chris Mannix. Over there is Brian Campbell on ESPN. I see Fernando Pimentel over there from Behind the Gloves. Daniel Alvarez, TBV. I see Ron Goodall, TBV. I mean, it's packed in here, man. Lots and lots of people. Kyrian Butt says, keep the show going, bruh. Listen, we trying, man. I mean, these guys left me alone, to be honest with you. It's just me. I'm on alone. Alone in the zone. What do you say? But, yeah, man, it's been a good couple of days. Fight week. Big fight feel, I don't know. I'm still contemplating whether or not it's the big fight feel that it's supposed to be.
I know you've been saying that a little bit. Maybe because we haven't been, listen, the last two jobs we did with you is we activated a bar. We were outside. We were all out in the open. Here it's mostly media and fighters and such and promoters. But I think that as the fight comes nearer, tomorrow, and it's just more and more people are pouring into Las Vegas. You know how it goes. It's definitely going to be high energy.
Yes.
Definitely going to be high energy. And a lot of the fighters have turned out to come see this fight. So we know it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of in-house fighters, though. Have you seen outside?
They have so many.
But have you seen outside of Golden Boy DAZN fighters?
Who could we speak of? I can't say I have. I mean, we've been in here. This is DAZN's home, and we haven't really seen nobody. But I'm pretty sure wasn't it Ron G, Fighter IQ, that saw Earl Spence walking around somewhere?
Actually, there is rumor that Earl I mean, first of all, Eric Cruz took a picture with Earl on the plane to Las Vegas, so he is here. And you're right. I believe Daniel said he had maybe an interview with Earl.
So there's definitely some other fighters coming out here to see this fight. It's a huge fight. Listen, we got two guys right now at the pinnacle of their careers. Both of them have faced a common opponent in Triple G who's very dangerous. So we can kind of like have a barometer, kind of say, in what's going to happen in this fight.
Jacob's fight with Triple G, a little bit of a. I remember the Golovkins more versus Canelo than I do Jacobs.
I do too. I don't know if it was because Las Vegas is the mecca of boxing, so to speak, right? I don't know if it was because of the difference, maybe because it was held in New York or what it was. But Canelo Alvarez and Daniel Jacobs, with this fight, and I'm a big believer that this trilogy is going to happen with Canelo. Like, if Daniel Jacobs manages to, get past Canelo, he fancies himself the bigger guy. Eric was here, Oscar was here. I forgot to ask these guys, like, what do they think about that? He fancies himself the big guy, but meanwhile Canelo's over here folding guys that are like 7-8 inches taller than him. So I don't really know where the physical advantage is for Daniel Jacobs. I really don't. I mean, as far as like athleticism and all that, nutrition and all that, I don't see where the advantage is. Maybe in height, but the last time I checked, you weren't punching with your head. So, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly Daniel Jacobs really felt he had over him, as far as strength and whatnot.
Nah, for sure, man. I'm expecting a good fight. Obviously, we know that Daniel Jacobs is as big as he is. We know, he's not afraid.
Definitely not afraid.
Canelo's not going to be able to, intimidate him. Not that's Canelo's tactic, but he's been here before. He's been on big fights. This isn't his first pay-per-view. He's done a pay-per-view with Gennady Golovkin, but I'm feeling like this one is going to be a lot more successful. Obviously, Canelo is more of a household name, and he was the pay-per-view star, where, maybe Golovkin isn't that pay-per-view star that we thought. He's a good, I guess his styles make fights, and who they match you with kind of indicates everything.
Now, there's a couple of good fights that are going to be on the undercard and whatnot, right?
We just heard Saddam Ali versus
Saddam Ali slipped right under the radar. I didn't know he was actually fighting
Anthony Young.
So
That's interesting. I know Anthony Young well. He hasn't been on this level, so very interesting to see how he does. This is a step up in competition for him, without a doubt.
Now, getting into the strategies of this fight, you know what I'm saying? Getting into talking to all the bettors and the people putting the money on this fight, you know what I mean? Let's talk about let's talk about what we think are the advantages of each fighter, right? What does Canelo do good? What does Daniel Jacob do good?
Well, Canelo's lateral movement is phenomenal. The way that he can stay in the pocket but move, that waist movement. He's able to slip punches. I mean, if you remember with Gennady Golovkin, he was right there on the ropes, and he'll parry shots, and he'll dip, and he'll turn. That's what he does well. Jacobs is supposed to be considered the slick black fighter, but I think that Canelo has a little bit more soul maybe when it comes to technique, right?
No, I mean, he's showing a lot of rhythm, and, going back to Canelo fighting Triple G, it's just you can see the difference in the second fight when Canelo fought Triple G, the way he was able to push him back. All right, now get this: how much confidence is Canelo coming into this fight, knowing that he pushed back the boogeyman, the guy that Daniel Jacob, obviously, even him, he said it himself during the press conference that mentally preparing for Triple G was a lot harder than getting ready for Canelo. There was that boogeyman aspect of it. So,
wait, Daniel said that?
Yeah, Daniel said that on the post.
So he considered
Canelo.
He considered Golovkin the boogeyman.
Yeah, the boogeyman mentally. But he said as far as preparation for nutrition and physique and endurance, Canelo was a lot tougher. So what I'm saying is that how much confidence is Canelo coming into this fight, knowing that he pushed back, the same guy that they both fought in Triple G, and that, Daniel was a little hesitant in the beginning, but during the fight we do know that Daniel did eventually stand up and trade with Gennady Golovkin, but the confidence obviously is high in Canelo, knowing that he beat the guy decisively and whatnot. So I keep coming back to Triple G, just using them as a barometer because that is the hardest opponent they face. So
yeah. I mean, at least Peter Quillen has that high-level knockout at least Daniel Jacobs has that high-level knockout over Peter Quillen. But how much do you value that knockout, being as though Peter hasn't really looked the same since then?
Now, I mean, Peter, he's supposed to be fighting. Is he scheduled for anything
Peter?
Like that? Yeah.
Well, Peter just had a no contest with Caleb Truax. It was a head bunt, remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, you can still use that as a barometer also.
Really quick for those watching on YouTube, we're just giving you a little pan view of Podcast Row. Man, I would have showed you the ring. There's some people in the ring. There's a ring here now, but actually Mike is back. You could definitely show them what it's looking like. There you go. So now we got a shot of the ring, and Mike, what do you call that? What do you call that? Photo bombing. Video bombing Mike. But yeah, man, Podcast Row, Canelo versus Jacobs, live on DAZN May 4th. If you don't have DAZN, remember, you can use our hyperlink right here in the description below or in the description of any of our other YouTube videos to get DAZN, and make sure that you watch this super fight. So, yeah, man. What do we?
Yo. I'm back. Welcome back, Biatches.
Bathroom break boy is done.
That's what happens when you relieve the bladder.
Man.
Come back
You
with all
talking
that
about
energy.
feeling like, boy, I let a hydrant off. Shit.
Damn, it was that bad, champ?
Shit.
It was that bad?
Nigga pissed 15 minutes.
Oh man.
What's going on, Ron G?
Ron, have a seat, champ. Have a
Ron
seat.
Thizzle.
You too good to do an interview with us? I see you getting interviews.
I know.
This morning.
Hey, yo, you want to mic
I
up?
seen you getting interviews this morning.
I mean, what's up with the champ acting like he don't know how to do this?
I'm rusty, man. Look, I'm super rusty, you know.
Give me your take on the whole.
Nah.
Man,
fuck
Ron,
that.
put some WD-40 on there,
I'm
Ron.
being nosy. Put that on mic. I'm being nosy, man. I want to know what was the interview over there. How'd that happen? I mean, out of nowhere, they like, hey, kid, I want an interview with you.
Which one?
Oh!
Let's start with Claro TV.
Oh, he went with the big dogs. Big dogs in the Latino market.
That's right.
I just think it's just I was at so many fights that at that point it was like you seem credible.
Talking to the mic.
I've seen
Give
you in
him
New York. And
juice.
what's your
Oh, he's
opinion?
good. You got to talk into it.
All right.
There you go.
I'm having Mike.
Now he
Oh.
sounds like a man.
Now I have
Nice
Mike
deep
problem.
voice right there. You know, he made all the ladies ready right there. He was like, there you go.
All right.
Barry voice.
Well, you know
But it's pretty much I've been at so many fights now that just by my face.
Not only that, Ron, man.
Ron, what are you
You
trying
put
to say?
in work, Ron. You
yeah,
put in
man.
They
work.
putting some
They
respect
want
on
your
the name.
advice. They
The
want your
quality of your videos and the work you put in and the events that you go to. About goddamn time you get an interview. In my words.
Yeah, they want your opinion, man. You're out here. You're putting in the work. You're putting in the groundwork. You're on the floor, so you get to hear all the whispers. But that's what we want to know. What whispers have you heard? What's the word this week?
Rumor mill.
Talk to us.
It's not rumor. I'm nosy. I stay around longer than I should. Eddie right now is with John Skipper in a meeting. They're doing something. I heard Triple G's.
Doing something. I just
Demetrius
seen.
Andrade. So the Eddie's right now doing this long meeting with
Where's the
John
meeting
Just
at?
make sure you talk into the mic, Ron.
I'm
Camera's on you, Ron.
Mike from.
Where's that meeting at?
What'd you say?
Where's that meeting at?
back there.
That's somewhere over there.
Bro, I
there.
seen him back.
Man, I go run down on him.
We split different ways.
We'll go
so.
run down on him and get that interview exclusive.
So it's like, why would you be with John Skipper in a meeting? Obviously, something's going down, right?
Absolutely.
That's the word, right? You get John Skipper, you trying to get somebody or something.
Maybe John Skipper wasn't too.
Well, I mean,
excited.
maybe John Skipper's just here. It is a Canelo versus Jacobs.
No.
It's the biggest
it's a
event.
Meeting. Eddie is in a
Looks like one of the
meeting
ballrooms were
with John Skipper.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. How do we know that this meeting just isn't about this great event that they're here spending millions of
Or
dollars
it
on?
could have been that Shelly Finkel interview that caused ripples through the boxing world.
If Eddie walks around, just ask him what the meeting is about.
I mean, Eddie's been kind of hiding. Has anyone even seen him?
I ain't seen
we
him.
haven't seen
No,
him up
I've
there.
seen. Well, maybe he's been all down.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're actually right here. We're not moving
Yeah,
from
we-
podcast, bro. You know, we're letting them bring us all the big name guests right here.
You know.
Yeah, no.
Who we have on today again?
We had
Sergio Mora and-
Eric Gomez,
Yes.
Oscar De La Hoya,
Yes.
Ryan Garcia,
Yes.
Tevin Farmer.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Yes, Mario Serrano,
Mario
who is
Serrano,
publicist to that.
Yeah.
Ron Goodall.
Ron Goodall.
You know what I mean?
Hold on, but I gotta give a shout out to Danny because Danny Alvarez has been walking around getting good interviews. He kind of got that Tevin Farmer and JoJo Diaz thing started. That was him.
We were
If you watch
talking
it
about.
from
We were
the
talking
video,
to Tevin about it.
and his lady was like, "Yo, that guy instigated it when we were downstairs. He was pointing like he's the instigator."
It's funny because we mentioned that to him. He's like, nah, he ain't instigate. I just had to run down on him. I had to check him, man.
And right, that's what you want. You want face-to-face action with the fighters here. You don't want them walking past each other. You want them like, "What's up? I heard what you said."
So we just had an interview with Tevin Farmer where he was saying how accessible he's been and how DAZN has helped him with some of this publicity. How's it been for you interviewing these fighters for this fight week?
Easy. I mean, everyone seems to be wanting to be interviewed. They're very open. Tevin says he has
Good
a YouTube
mood.
channel. Great mood. You know, everyone's just been very open, unless they're busy. But other than that, everyone's just been like open arms and just wanting to talk. And then like this press row is really cool. Like they're having the fighters come down and sit down with you guys and talk. Like
scheduled meetings.
Really dope. So I think that they understand that the YouTube game, the market's changed, and now that they need.
So we were just talking about that right now. How do you feel about that? You know, I was telling the guys that like I really feel like the media, especially the Zone and the people that Golden Boy and the people that are responsible for this big event, they really are showing the love to the media. I really feel appreciated. You know, they've gone and said it plenty of times. Eric here was here saying it. And how do you feel about that? Do you feel like the game is kind of,
Well, it has to change because they're doing the streaming platform. So they can't be like old style with streaming platform.
Exactly. Yo, I never connected those two. You're right. It's like, yo, we're using the internet now. Let's use the internet.
Yeah, like we want a whole bunch of newspapers with the streaming
but Ron, even though there's a heavy push from Telemundo and I think Univision, they're going to like put all the fights except Canelo Jacobs for free on Telemundo.
Yeah, that's what
Fire.
Eric,
Yes.
Eric mentioned that.
I want to maybe take a trip out there to just watch some fights. Just if there's $3.99.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Man. I definitely for $3.99 go check out some fights down in Telemundo. But Ron, give me a breakdown of how fight week has been and maybe how do you see the fight going. Just give me the strengths and weaknesses of both fighters because I know you don't like picking favorites.
I mean, well, you have to go with Canelo as the favorite. I'll just put that because it's a proven track record. The Gennady Golovkin win that he had in the second, I watched it again with Danny, and I first had it as a draw, but there was a couple rounds that I kind of was, you know what, I can see in favor more of Canelo now. And then with that being said, Danny Jacobs and Triple G was one of those fights where you kind of also felt that way, but Canelo just gave you a more definitive, he won that. He wanted that smoke.
I feel totally the same way, man.
But you know what? You got to give Danny Jacobs credit because the later half he was doing that too.
Yeah, he was exchanging. He was staying there.
But if I compare those two performances, I just thought Canelo, if they fought again, Canelo's just evolving. And when you look at his age, it's weird to say someone at this age with all these fights he's had, like he's just entering his prime. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're as good as your competition, and some competition really, burns that fire in a fighter for him to rise. You know what I mean? And make those adjustments. And I mean, you follow, you either you sink or you swim.
But I want to bring up style matchups, and now I'm saying like it makes sense to favor Canelo Alvarez, but Danny Jacobs has the thing that always gives Canelo problems. It's foot movement.
But these two fighters is to me, right? When you get to these levels. Obviously, a guy like Triple G is obviously a forward fighter, Mexican style, whatnot. But like, where do you pinpoint the style on the Canelo? A guy that like basically like you put all these good fighters in a box, you shake them up, and that's what he does.
In my opinion, Canelo is more of the boxer puncher type. I think he's a good boxer, but he got some hellified shots, man. Body shots, love hooks. I mean, the way he was hitting Triple G in that fight, Triple G must have a jaw out this world because that one hit was amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would definitely say in the second fight he was a counter puncher walking forward, and
that's true.
Danny Jacobs and I talked to Sergio Moore. I have to give him credit for this. This is what he told me. It made a lot of sense. Early in his career, he was kind of wanting to be the bully, use his weight as an advantage, walk you down, kind of like that. But after kind of like being stopped once and being dropped by more, you notice the
facing
style,
that stiff competition.
it kind of changed a little bit. Like, I can't keep fighting like this, and that's when you saw him become more swift, use his footwork a little bit better, and things like that.
Agility,
and he's evolved. So the Danny Jacobs you saw then is no longer the Danny Jacobs
so
now.
are we gonna see Canelo bring out an aggressive Daniel Jacobs out? You know what I mean? Because what times have you seen Danny really get aggressive? Peter Quinn was one of them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And a few others. He can get aggressive.
In the second Sergio Moore fight, he was very aggressive.
He can get aggressive. Are we going to see him be aggressive with the likes of Canelo?
You know what's the thing really quick? I can see Danny Jacobs boxing, but everyone keeps saying this fight's not going to go to distance. This fight's not going to distance. I don't know if it's for promotional things.
Yeah, but who's saying that?
Like the camps, like
conversations.
The camps are like, yo, I'm gonna stop. Like this is
Canelo is getting a decision if he wins? And how does Jacobs knock out the man that hasn't been knocked out?
Has been knocked down?
Knocked out.
No, he's never. No, he's
Hasn't been knocked down. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I've never seen his early.
He's been knocked down.
Canelo's never been knocked down.
Yes, it is.
I don't know.
Cotto's brother.
No.
him
No,
down,
he got hurt.
No,
he got hurt.
He
It
didn't
was like
get
it was
knocked
like a
down.
body shot. Like you can see him like going back a little bit.
Man,
Yeah.
and I'm wrong then.
so
well,
he's
I don't
never
know
been
his-
down. Yeah,
I don't know his early careers.
I
like
thought it
when
was
he
Cotto's
like young.
brother that might have knocked him down.
Yeah, no.
I know he was in trouble with him.
Yeah, he got hurt. He got hurt.
But he was a young Canelo, man. He was so young.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
he's only
Yeah.
what 28. Like it's
Yeah.
strange to see some guy.
He started
with
fighting
all
15.
all these fights. Look at his resume at this age, and you're kind of like, damn, is he entering his prime right now? Like
Eric Gomez kept emphasizing that. He kept saying, like, this Canelo, he
Yeah.
wants to be challenged.
Exactly.
He keeps asking for these fights.
168, 175.
Yeah, he jumps up. It's a whole nother level of confidence.
Earl Spence, Kovalev, Callum Smith. He brought all these names up, and I truly believe like right now Canelo is in that form of he's at his peak. You know what I'm saying? He's in his prime to say. Cause honestly, the past two G fights, I thought he won them both easily. Well, not easily, but I thought he won them both. And the way he dismantled Rocky Fielding in one round of super middleweight, even though we didn't really think Rocky Fielding was a.
I mean, we was definitely afraid for the
For
size
Fielding.
advantage. I was like, man, I was afraid of like, what's Canelo doing? Like he's just jumping all this weight. He's going in there with a guy just got a belt. Yeah, it's a good thing to take advantage, but like,
you know what it was though?
I was like, damn, this guy's really tall.
You know what I think it was? He had the Triple G fight. Now he still wanted to be active, and he didn't have to cut the weight in per se, so he can comfortably at 168. He can make a claim for being a 3-division world champion. What boxing fans obviously don't respect the regular belt as much as the super, but it's just like a way where it's like it makes sense. Let me get this quote unquote filler, get some money, get a belt. I'm at 168, so I ain't got to cut myself as much. And let me see what 168 is about. Oh, I can move a little bit here, but let me go back down to 160 and handle business.
But the whole thing is like in boxing, like that's the most important thing I feel like when you're going up and against an opponent, like pounds add pounds of pressure to each punch, right? So it's like when you jump up that much, it's not normal.
But what he did it with Chavez Jr. Like he literally.
I
went,
mean, he sucked Chavez Jr. ass down.
Well, no, I know. No, he did.
I
But I'm
mean-
just saying, Canelo once again went up in another weight.
But bro, come on, man. Chavez,
It could maybe just like, hey,
Chavez-
I don't feel like cutting this shit.
but-
and you're gonna.
but
He
Chavez-
definitely has the options. He can do that.
Chavez came in looking like a damn skeleton, man. Let's be honest, man.
Yeah,
But
he came
I
in
think-
looking like.
I think the fact that Canelo is the A side, it does play a big factor. And I hate that I didn't ask Oscar or fucking Eric about the fucking 10-pound limit. Who really put that in? Was it Canelo's camp or was it the IBF?
Bro, it's like all over the place. It's like just make the weight and win decisively at this point. Like you just make the weight, move on, and let's just go.
Let me ask you something, right?
I don't even know.
Because we're I'm going back to Danny and his choices, right? He made a decision to not care about the weight when he was facing Triple G.
That's true.
He didn't care, So what do you feel about that? I know there's a 10-pound clause, rehydration clause. You know what I mean? How much is this rehydration going to help him? Because he keeps saying he fancies himself the bigger guy, Daniel Jacobs. But if you only have a 10-pound, rehydration clause, you can only go up 10 pounds.
What was the rehydration clause for Rocky Fielding? Was it any different?
I don't think Rocky had one, to be honest with you. I don't think Canelo was even worried about Rocky Fielding, to be honest with you, bro. Some guys you get in the ring with, and you know that certain guys can't hurt you.
I think there
Or
was a
certain
rehydration clause in that fight.
Maybe-
But I don't know off the top of my head. But
I mean, you'd probably be right, for the likes of Canelo, superstar and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure his team would include that in
going
there.
into super middleweight, you're
Yeah,
like, whoa,
yeah, you're
whoa,
including
whoa.
that
You
in
ain't
there.
going to be like 185. You rehydration clause for you.
Because that's what happened.
Is Sergio Moore in here? I know we got him scheduled for in the late
He
hour.
was wearing a windbreaker suit. I think he left.
Yeah, I posted an interview, so if you guys haven't seen it, Danny right now is posting some of his interviews. We went to Devin Haney's camp,
Okay.
so we got some stuff
yeah,
like there.
good.
How was that last night? Yeah, break that down for us, man. Let me know what you saw.
All right, so he's a beast,
I
man.
hear there's a sparring session today at 6. You going?
Of course. Gotta see it.
Nah,
Gotta see it.
Where at?
We'll find out.
It's secretive, huh?
You don't get that info,
We'll
B.
find out.
Secretive, huh?
They move.
How you
all
know
over
about
the
it
place,
then, B?
man. They move.
Bruh, I know everything.
How you know about it, B?
They move everywhere.
Maybe I set it up.
Maybe you did.
Maybe I did.
Who you sparring?
Nobody.
Well, yeah, man.
But yeah, no, his training. He was training with Andrew Tabiti. They were doing some really intense.
Devin was.
Yeah. And
Devin, how's his endurance? How's his athleticism? You know,
he didn't even look like.
Come on,
he
man.
didn't even look like he was tired.
He's a young guy.
He's 20.
He's a young geezer.
He's only 20.
As my UK people would say, young geezer. You know what
Young
I'm saying?
geezer.
He is.
He's a young guy.
Devin,
I mean,
I'm
but
telling
in
y'all,
development, right? Obviously, a young guy takes care of himself. You know,
Yes.
he's an athlete. Where do you see him in his future excelling at? I mean, you've been in there watching him work out and stuff like that, but he has a lot to grow into. You know what I mean? Still has a few years to go to. What are you excited about for Devin Haney?
You know, I think he's an extremely intelligent fighter, and that's what I like. I like fighters that think and they can make those type of adjustments.
Somebody said Ron has
Thank you.
Let him know. You're Jay-Z out there.
No, real quick. I know I'm on my DOA right now. I was like, yo, I'm going to get my camera, and I'm going to hide behind my camera, do interviews, right?
Uh-huh.
But now,
You got you in
now
here.
you got me in here. Like, this is me working. Like, look, I ain't got no fancy clothes. I'm just working.
This grinding right here.
I'm like trying to get in the crowd. Like, yo, let me ask you this real quick.
This fight,
I was thinking, man, like the sport of boxing and like all the young talent that we have in the sport, man. I'm talking about from Devin Haney, Teofimo, Shakur Stevenson, Chris Colbert. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. We have a lot of good talent all around that same kind of division. So I'm excited to see the future in about 4 or 5 years and see what he got of that. Because a lot of these guys are going to be some beasts in the ring.
Yo, I definitely see super fights being made in a couple years.
And
you
Ryan
can already
Garcia.
tell who.
Yeah, we had Ryan Garcia with us a little while ago, and we talked about the Devin Haney, and he mentioned that they definitely had some good scraps in the
Big
amateurs.
Joseph, you hear us?
Big Joe Ski.
Joseph Rodriguez.
Can you hear me? My bad.
I hear your little background noise. What's up, champ?
He had a backflip off the bed right now.
My bad. Hey, I wanted to bring up the whole rehydration thing. Isn't that normally an IBF thing, anyways?
Not when they.
No. Listen, Mike. Before you get that, I get that, but normally it's like
Fall
that.
back,
So
Mike.
Jacobs is the IBF champion. So what difference does it make in this fight to his previous fight?
Not when it's
If
a
he has to.
unification.
Not when it's unification, the 10 pounds.
But
it's
if
more than
Jacobs
one
has
belt on
already
the line,
been fighting for the IBF, shouldn't he be used to it?
But
at
he's
this
fighting
point?
for the IBF, WBC, and
Ring Magazine.
they made that rule last year, man. When
I understand what you're saying.
and they actually
but
made it for your guy.
But this is what he's saying.
They
If he-
actually made it for your guy, man down.
What he's
Who's
saying
this
though,
guy?
Man down.
Stop hating.
Mike, what he's saying is he was already doing it before. So what's the big deal if he's doing it again?
Yeah, he's already the
I don't wanna
IBF
do it
champion.
again. That's the big deal. Why are you trying to always
So-
give
so then why
Canelo-
would you keep your belt?
You're trying to get Canelo all the motherfucking chances, bro. All the benefits. What's
So
going
no,
on?
what was it not a benefit in his last fight then?
Oh, man. Oh, now we found out what you really are.
A benefit for who, though?
You are.
How?
a
No, I'm
Canelo
saying for
protector.
Jacob's opponent, if he's already fighting for the IBF title, that
You
means
are
he
a
already
clear
had to
raw protector.
subject himself to that.
You said a
10-pound weight
clone
class.
Yo, Mike, the hardest-headed motherfucker ever.
What happened?
How many times I'm gonna tell you the line, nigga? You just put
Oh,
it
my
to
bad,
the even.
man. My bad, nigga. Damn. Why you yelling at me?
Motherfucker, I be telling this nigga shit 7 times, man.
Nigga,
Shit
you-
retarded.
You gotta tell me 8 then, nigga.
Why?
I don't listen that good.
We gotta tell him every day that Crawford don't want none of Spence,
You
and he still don't listen.
You right.
Joe shot the miss.
Right in the heart. Look, you ain't got nothing to say.
No, he got nothing to say.
He hit him with the Nikita miss.
Next
He like,
caller.
yo, you know what he
Next
said?
caller.
You know what he said? Fuck this again.
Next
Oh,
caller.
he gonna call my call, but that's a legitimate question though. Is if he's already been fighting for the IBF previously, I don't see what the big deal is at this point.
Nah, I hear you, man.
I hear you too, Joseph.
I
Good
hear
point.
you.
But
It does.
Y'all
make
keep
a
doing the
difference.
work out there, man.
We
Appreciate
trying,
you,
brother.
brother.
Thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir. Who we got up next on Skype, man?
Yo, make sure you guys go peep all the interviews. Danny Alvarez over here.
Bro, Danny and Fighter IQ,
Give
Ron
Daniel
Goodall
the
have
chair.
been-
Let's talk to
Ooh,
Daniel.
Danny,
I heard
you
he
ready?
instigated some shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
shit.
want to talk about those stories?
Oh, shit.
Hey, you should tell your story about Sway too.
How
Oh
swag.
yeah,
It might be different from my perspective.
we
but
might leave that for
Yeah,
Untitled.
you gonna give us a better version. Like he gonna try and play it off like
But I'm gonna let
cool
Danny
shit.
tell his
like
story.
Sway
about-
wasn't about to run down on
Danny
him.
and Ron were on the music.
Careful with the
music
light
debate.
behind you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as it helps with the visibility of the show. And look, man, we in Vegas. It doesn't matter. You can send me a super chat for some, Wiz Khalifa Kush. Like, that's my
They
favorite.
ain't got none.
He's still talking about
They
Wiz
ain't
Khalifa.
got none, man.
They told Nas, nah.
False advertisement.
He fell apart on me.
I wanted to.
Daniel, what's going on? Daniel Alvarez, a.k.a. Ringwalk Danny. Talk to us, my friend. Fight week. You live in Vegas. Does this feel like a big fight for you? You've been to plenty of big fights. You've been around plenty big fights here in Vegas. Still got the big fight feel?
Favorite fighter too.
It is my favorite fighter, and man, honestly, it doesn't have that big fight feel. It really doesn't. The media isn't present how it typically is for the big fights.
What you mean? I mean, this room is jam-packed, and I
Yeah.
see everybody. Who don't you see here?
Bro? I'm telling
In terms of media, like who is it that's not here?
in terms of media, quite frankly, there was more media covering Pacquiao Broner. But Pacquiao also has a huge following.
Huge following.
And you talk about your Filipino media, which the Mexican media is present. But I don't know, man. The fighter rivals were big, as they typically are. But just the buzz, it just really doesn't feel like it, man.
The buzz in the city. And I mean, you're the one to actually give an opinion on that. You're here.
Yeah.
As
You
Ines
live here.
mentioned,
Right.
you've been to plenty of fights.
Absolutely.
And you're not the only one that's actually kind of mentioned that. So it's kind of a, sort of like a confirmation to some of the opinions flying around. But nonetheless, still a great fight, a huge fight. And Canelo being your favorite fighter, I'm assuming you're going with Canelo.
I am, but I was talking to a Hispanic officer that was working in the casino yesterday, and basically I was just telling him how Canelo could very easily lose this fight, right? He's always had the tougher fights with the slick fighters, with the boxers, which Danny to me is a boxer-puncher, right? So I think it is an extremely tough fight for Canelo. I think Canelo honestly gets the stoppage late in the fight, but I think that he'll be down on the cards when that does come. So I think it is an extremely tough fight for Canelo. The thing that I like about Canelo, in my humble opinion, is that with each fight he gets better. And that's just my
Yeah.
opinion. But I think
Eric Gomez mentioned the same thing. It's crazy, yeah. Keeps getting better. And, as far as the fight that we keep going back, I know I'm riding this going back to Triple G, but in your opinion, with the confidence level that, Canelo obviously had after he beat Triple G decisively, and being as though, Daniel Jacobs had a decent fight as well, and was
Absolutely.
able to actually halfway through the fight,
Mhm.
go head up with the boogeyman.
Mhm.
Being that you've seen those two fights, and I know you and Ron saw them, giving
Mhm.
your opinion, where do you see Daniel Jacobs having to work the hardest in this fight?
Oh, definitely Canelo's counter punching ability. Absolutely. He has some length and reach on Canelo, but Canelo does have terrific timing, and his counter punching ability is phenomenal. So I think that'll be the toughest thing that Danny Jacobs is going to have to put up with come Saturday night.
Counter punching.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that, Ness? Counter
I
punching.
think Joseph Rodriguez on a super chat said, "Tell Danny don't duck the rematch."
Oh man!
Ain't no ducking champ.
Threw
Ain't
that
no
in there
ducking.
like a paper plane.
Yo,
Hey, look,
look
man.
at him.
They took the first fight with the black and mild in my mouth and like 45 minutes notice, man. You got
Talk your shit, Danny.
Man, he
Talk
got-
your shit,
Hey,
baby.
yo, I gotta respect Danny,
he,
man.
he got four
This
stand-
is true story.
Yo, he got four standing eights with no training camp, man. Come on now, ain't no ducking. That's fine. Come to my city. I came to your city to whoop. Come to my city in September, champ.
Ooh,
He talking that cat.
that's that fight week shit. I'm telling you. Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as we're still out here, Podcast Row, putting it in,
Waiting
talking
on Sugar
to
Ray.
everyone that we can, waiting on Sugar Ray and
Sergio Mora.
Sergio Mora.
Yo.
Maybe one more.
I want to talk about something. You guys had a guest earlier.
Who's
Okay.
that? Tevin?
IBF super featherweight champ.
Tev.
Tevin Farmer this morning. Yours truly, Ring Vogue Danny.
He says you didn't instigate. He said he ran down
I
because
think
he
he was
wanted to
trying
run
to
down.
protect.
Nah,
I think he was trying to protect Danny.
So look, I showed him the video because last night I was in the gym with Devin Haney and Tevin. Showed Tevin a video I did with JoJo. Got a video of Tevin last night. Showed JoJo this morning. Got a video of JoJo. So when I saw Tevin, I showed him the video. I'm like, yo, check it out. He's like, oh, he's over there. I'm gonna run up on him. So that's how when I ain't tell him to do it.
No,
you know,
that's what he said he does.
Yeah.
You know, whenever somebody on social media, wants to
Yeah,
talk, he addresses it.
I ain't telling him to do it. I showed him the video of what JoJo was saying. And actually, if you guys go over to theboxingvoice.com, I'm sorry, youtube.com/theboxingvoice, you'll see on the interview I just posted. You see that. You see, well, it was posted a few hours ago. You see that basically I was following Tevin because he was like, yo, I'm going to pull up. But I did show him the interview. No, but, you know.
And what is it? What exactly was that about? I mean, obviously everyone can go ahead and go check the video out, but just a quick, crisp.
I mean, if you go over to JoJo Diaz's social media, he's just been calling out Tevin now that he moved up to 130 pounds. Tevin said, in my interview with him last night, he said, look, man, everybody basically wanted to not let me get a fight. They wanted to isolate me, so I'm going to do the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So,
yeah, he was talking about that. He was talking about how if Joseph fights him, he'll make like $800,000, and he should be grateful.
Yeah.
Tevin on his A-side shit right now.
A-side,
no,
man.
he is. It's actually crazy. Interview's going to be posted shortly. But Eddie Hearn was saying earlier today at the Devin Haney press conference that Tevin asked to fight on the AJ undercard June 1st. He asked to fight, and Eddie told him no. He's like, why are you going to fight on the undercard when you're a main event fighter now? So, that's a great point.
Cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that big shows like that,
it.
like for Ryan Garcia, he's on the undercard of Canelo versus Jacob. That could only be good.
No.
The exposure.
Canelo Rocky, he was on the.
No, I'm saying for Canelo, if Ryan was on the undercard, it could only be good. You know what I mean?
Ryan,
and he's
if he
been
was,
on
yes,
undercards.
right,
Like that's
yes.
how they brought up Canelo with Floyd, right? All on Floyd's undercards.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw Leo Santa Cruz do it a lot on Floyd undercards, right? And it's funny because I brought that up to Eddie Hearn and Devin Haney. I'm like, yo, you're used to being main event fighter, Showtime. Now you're going to be on an undercard May 25th, right? They're saying that his next fight, which should be the title fight with Luke Campbell, he still could be on the undercard. But Eddie said once he becomes champion, he'd never be on the undercard. But Devin was actually for it. He's like, I'll be on the undercard of AJ or I'll be on the undercard of a Canelo.
That's that business mind and the team that
Absolutely.
he has behind him. He understands that.
Absolutely. But what Ron was talking about, you guys heard the story. So Tuesday evening, we're leaving the casino, and we run into Sway.
Sway from Sway in the Morning.
Absolutely, Sway from Sway in the Morning.
What's that? Sirius XM?
Yes,
Yeah,
Sirius XM. And so Ron points him out. I'm like, oh shit, let's get a picture. So he's nice enough to stop for a picture. My worst to him was, I've been doing this longer than you, Sway. He told me to get that corny shit out of here.
Get that corny shit out of here. I can imagine, Sway. Man, chill.
Nah, he was cool.
That's
though.
a slightly different story than what we heard last night.
Oh, yeah? What was
Hey,
your
there.
version?
The one Ron said, he was like, you ain't got the answer, Sway.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
You got the
Nah,
answer, Sway.
that's not what I said. I said, I've been doing this longer than you, Sway. That's what was said.
Damn. Oh, yeah, he did say, you ain't got the answer, Sway.
Ron was messing.
Yo, I had that soundbite once upon a time. What happened to that shit?
I mean, you interviewed several people, Danny. My curiosity is, like, at all the interviews that you've had, up to now, because you're obviously going to be covering the fight and stuff like that. But, like, what's, like, this piece of information that you've kind of, like, been like, oh, shit, something revealing?
So, it wasn't revealing to me, but I feel to, like, a lot of people, they were under the impression that Devin Haney no longer had his promotional company and that his deal was a strictly matchroom promotion or matchroom boxing
Many people,
deal.
I think that.
So it's actually
I think it's out. I think everyone knows because
for
like
the hardcore.
if you look at it, almost everybody signing to the zone is getting their own promotional deal.
Like who?
Triple G Promotions, Canelo Promotions.
Canelo doesn't have a promotion.
Golden Boy Promotions. Like, they signed Canelo.
But see, that's
Listen,
the
hold
zone
on.
and Matchroom is separate, though.
No, listen. They signed Canelo, giving Golden Boy a deal. Separate from Canelo's, but because they signed Canelo, they got a Golden Boy deal.
Right. So that's the zone,
So
not
then-
Matchroom.
So then,
it's different, though.
all right. So then Devin signs, gets a promotional deal.
Right.
So then Gennady signs, gets a promotional deal. We interviewed Shelly Finkel on the show, and it was the same thing. They were going to take care of Bomb Squad Promotions. So that's man down promotions just happened with Mikey Garcia. Like, Devin Alexander, believe it or not, has the great promotions. Devin Alexander, the great promotion. Like, everyone has a Danny Swift promotion.
Yeah.
It's another check, champ.
Yeah.
It's another
I
check.
mean,
It's about taxes.
Yeah, it's honestly all about taxes. But at least in the media scrum, when I brought up the question, a lot of media was like, "Oh, really?" Like they were unaware. They had no idea. But no, I think besides that, truly getting as much time as I have this week with Devin Haney, just truly blown away the way he's able to carry himself, not just as a professional, but I feel like one of the biggest issues we have in the sport of boxing, fighters not knowing how to talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
They talk about promotional deals. How about you get a speech therapist or something, because you don't know how to talk. When you being interviewed, you don't know how to respond. You don't know what words to use. And Devin Haney's phenomenal with that, right? And I feel like that's only going to help him blow up, because if you look and if people are familiar with Devin Haney, he has a huge following in many demographics, right? He just came from fighting in the middle of, I'm not going to say the middle of nowhere, but a little town in Louisiana, and I'm getting calls from people like, yo, you know this guy. And I'm also getting calls from Chicago like, oh, yeah, we saw this artist come out with him. So he's reaching out to many different demographics, and I think that's probably the best thing that he could do and the best thing that him and his team are doing. But that's a big issue with a lot of these fighters, right? So seeing that up close and personal for as long as and as much as I have throughout the week has truly been pretty great.
That's crazy. And you can go watch these interviews with Danny on the YouTube Boxing Voice. Yeah. Been an interesting week so far here, man. We've been working. Listen, man, you're looking at us right now. The team has got maybe like 3 hours of sleep in them.
We dead.
We're just putting in the work, man. We're glad to be bringing you all this coverage, especially to all our TBV supporters, Patreon supporters, and all you guys that really have been with us right from the get-go.
Let me ask you guys, because I mean, you guys obviously doing this podcast row, right? I mean, me and Ron been out and about.
Footwork.
What's been the best like moment so far of all the interviews that you guys have gotten?
I think it's what they spoke about, bro. They spoke about respecting the media,
transitioning over to digital,
transitioning to
digital. Just the future,
just the future of boxing.
Future of boxing, man.
So when you say that, Ness, are you talking about like are you guys talking about like a promoter like Golden Boy Promotions?
Okay. Huh?
Are you talking about Golden Boy? Was it somebody from Golden Boy Promotions that spoke?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Oscar, Eric Gomez, people in general.
That's pretty crazy, because usually for big fights, right, Doomy, you see maybe 15 to 20 radio stations lined up, and it's known as Radio Row, right? Mm-hmm. And this year we have a few major radio stations, but when I say a few, I literally mean a handful. When it's usually 15 or 20. And basically the same thing you guys are doing, they will do. So it's nice to see that, people like Ness and just other podcasts, other online radio shows and such are getting not just the respect, but the time with these individuals that they typically wouldn't get, right? Because they go to the larger media. So that's good to see.
Definitely, man. I mean, it's like I said, they're doing a good job promoting Fight Week. How people have received it before Fight Week, I cannot say. Only the subscription numbers and viewership will tell, which is something that we probably won't get. But Joseph Rodriguez, I got to paraphrase your super chat since it's buried, but I think he said you're going to hit the canvas in the rematch. So that goes to Danny. Actually, he is. Danny gonna lay. Oh, I guess he's excited. So he meant to put Danny's gonna be laying on the canvas instead of the stairs outside next time. And we getting different ref. And I want Danny tested for clenbuterol.
So first,
Yo, the fact that he want to test you for clenbuterol because your name is Canelo Swift,
nah,
you know?
so there's a few things with that, right? So I feel that Doomy being an amateur boxer was probably like one of the most qualified individuals in that room besides JD.
Yeah, I think he did a great job reffing.
I did too. Yes, I was laying down on the stairs, like I said.
After the fight, though.
After the fight.
After you won.
After the fight, oh, he forgot to put in there. I
kind of felt bad.
Hold on, Doomy. He forgot to put in there. I threw up a few times, right? Like I said, I was drinking till 4 in the morning. They walk up to me at like 8:39 in the morning with a black and mild in my mouth, like, "Hey, you want to take this fight, champ? You know, he's been training for 8 weeks. You ain't been training at all." So I'm like, you know what? Why not? Come on, man. Fuck out of here, right? It's all good though. And the whole clenbuterol, I made a statement in the chat saying that I looked into it after Canelo. No. Hold on.
Got you with that.
No. Because Canelo being my favorite fighter, I'm like, yo, y'all not finna disrespect him. So I looked.
So you want to know what it was?
So I looked it up, and fun fact, the fact that I stated going along that was that while you're on your clenbuterol cycle, you're not supposed to do heavy cardio, right? So that's all that was said, and then people blow shit out of proportion. But we could test.
You his cousin though. You probably got that shit mailed to you.
Look, man, we could test. I test, you test, But at the end of the day, I am the best. So that's all that needs to be said.
Yo, shout out to Danny. Dude's a hustler. 100 from Mandem Jr.
100.
Love.
Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as it helps with the visibility of the show. Looks like we're going to have another guest in about 6 minutes. Sergio Mora's coming on at 4 o'clock.
The Latin Snake.
The Latin Snake.
Has put Danny Jacobs down.
He did put Daniel Jacobs.
Did.
It is something to talk about. He fought twice with Daniel Jacobs, so it is an interesting interview. Oh, look who's over there. Your boy, Dan Rayfeld.
This
Awkward silence.
This is when you do like a soundbite or something.
We all did that.
Yo, so man, I didn't get your thoughts on Joseph Diaz's the hair and shit, bro. What's up with that?
He riding a new
Did
wave.
you ask him what's going on?
Yeah. So actually,
that's pretty bold.
Actually, in my interview this morning with him, I brought up like, yo, you know what influenced it was because for those who know, it's almost like a J Baldwin like sort of look, and he basically said that a lot of these Spanish artists have been doing similar things, so he wanted to try it, and he said he knew it would.
So did he use like the J Balvin influence? Did he say that?
I brought it up, and
Okay.
he told me yes, and he also mentioned names like Bad Bunny that influenced like his style, because if people paid attention at the Fighter Arrivals, very different, unique outfit.
I did see the Bad Bunny in that, man.
Yo, and personally I like it, right? Not the hair. The hair I like is not something I would do, maybe because I'm going bald, but
yo, damn, he crazy.
Nah, but the outfit was dope, right? So I brought it up. I brought up J Baldwin. He brought up Bad Bunny, but yeah. So I mean, that's cool. We see a lot of these fighters, dressing unique.
Do you think it has to do with any actual like formulated marketing plan for him?
So I don't think it's like formulated.
Nah.
But he's
like, hey, listen, man.
More on a whim. It's like, let's see how this works out.
All right, so it's something personal, I guess.
He said basically he knew it would get attention this fight week, big fight week. He knew it would get attention.
Yeah.
And that's
smart thinking.
It is.
I mean, look,
we were talking
Tekashi
about
6ix9ine type of style. You know what I mean? The colorful hair gets people's eyeballs looking at you.
I feel like at the end of the day, if you handle your business in the ring, nobody can say shit to you, right? I was talking to Devin Haney about that earlier. I'm like, yo, you got the ice. Last night we're at the gym. He pulled up in a Maybach. Like, I'm like, yo, like, got the cameras, but he's still able to conduct himself, and thus far has been able to prove himself and perform inside of the ring and carry himself outside of the ring as well. So I feel like regardless if you're Jojo Diaz or anybody else, as long as you're able to do so, can't nobody tell you shit, right? Nobody was able to tell Adrian Broner shit until he lost and then lost
How
again.
big do we see Devin Haney getting in terms of weight? Like, he's at 135 now.
Right, so he's at 135. In my interview that has just been posted.
He's not super tall either.
No, so I brought that up. He said, I feel like within the next year or two, I'll have to move up to 140. And he said 147 he feel like he can be at for a while. So, mind you, the Devin, I don't want to say the kid, Devin is only 20 years old, right?
Yes.
So he hasn't grown into his man strength. He has ways
fully
to go.
developed, not yet.
Right. He said he sees himself becoming champ at 135, and once he does that, he's like, once I'm champ, I would like to unify, but if I cannot, my body is probably going to need to go up to 140 because in our interview last night, in my exclusive last night, he said it is starting to get a little bit hard to make 135. He said I could see myself making it a few to several more times, but
eventually he knows that he's going to have to make that bridge.
Right, and he's 20, so he still has growing to do, maturing to do. So that's good though, because now there's a lot of names at 135, but guess what? There's even more at 147, right? So,
yes.
So now it's like, okay, cool, you were able to do this, but it's almost, see, he's destined for 147. Mikey Garcia was not. So it's almost like there's nobody here for me, or the people that were here, I already took care of them. Now let me go up to 147, right? So he's destined for that weight class naturally. So I feel it's perfect for him.
How tall is he?
I saw him like around
Does he
5'9",
feel
5'8".
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's a good size for welterweight.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's about I'm 5'10", but I felt like he was about there, maybe an inch shorter. It's kind of hard to tell when he had like.
He had the Kanye's on. With
Yeah,
the big soul.
Yeah. So.
Well, man,
who we have at the top of the hour?
We're waiting for the Latin Snake. Might be coming in. No,
I'll be translating.
No. No, he knows Spanish.
He speaks English.
Oh, yeah.
Who? The Last Snake.
So who did she say?
Sergio Mora.
She said, she did say you
Chavez.
need. Oh, Julio Cesar Chavez Senior. We're supposed to get. It needs a translator.
Well, that's when you caught me, because the Spanish y'all speak is different than Mexican Spanish.
Definitely, his is Honduran, but it is Spanish. Is Spanish, but he would understand you, or at least feel familiar with you.
Yes.
You know.
I'm translating.
Now you've earned yourself that position.
But I'm going to let you guys go. I know I got some work to do. The work don't stop.
For sure.
Hey, man, tell them haters to keep on hating. Keep on commenting in the comments, man. September, come to my town. Come to my town. I came to whoop your ass in your town. Come do that shit to me in my town.
Damn, people still saying Mike's in a wheelchair. When they gonna realize this shit?
Mike, hit him with the 1-2, Mike.
Mike
got to fight too. Hope y'all know.
They still like, yo, Mike in a wheelchair.
He out here telling me, yo, Dooms, where the mitts at? Trying to hit mitts. Trying to tell y'all, man.
Yeah, man, I ain't worried about it, bro. I'm trying to figure out that tweet Sergio Mora put out.
What tweet?
Long time ago, Danny Jacobs brought it back up.
What was it about?
It was I know it's something about cancer.
Say what, champ?
I know it's something about cancer.
Give me a second, fellas.
Oh, no problem, man. Y'all got Mike here, man. I'm sitting here chilling, man. The guys have to go out, have some stuff real quick. I'm so freaking hungry. It's crazy, but we gonna get it done.
Damn, Mike, you starving?
Starving like Marvin, nigga.
Yo, and we still got a few more. We ain't done till like another hour or half hour.
5 o'clock, right?
Think a half hour maybe.
I thought you said 5 o'clock.
I don't know, man. I think a half hour maybe.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing there. But yeah, man, we got Sergio Mora coming on the show here in a bit, man. It's gonna be a lot of talk about, man. It's a tweet that resurfaced not too long ago that he was talking about Danny Jacobs. I want to know his reaction and why he tweeted that when he tweeted it out.
Yeah, man. Very, very interesting.
Brian Kenny first, though.
Okay. Brian, if you could just sit on this chair.
Right there, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, man. So let's get this thing going. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with Brian Kenny here. You should know him. Showtime, ESPN, everywhere, iconic with boxing. Brian, first question, does this feel like a big fight? I mean, obviously that's what's on everyone's mind. Does it feel like it's still a big pay-per-view event?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Everyone's asking. Everyone's asking.
Who's asking?
Even
Shut them up.
Even Oscar.
Cinco de Mayo. It's Canelo. Oscar. It's the middleweight championship of the world. This is the middleweight champ. That's Canelo, by the way. I'm not going into this unification stuff. I try to recognize when a guy has won.
Gotcha.
You know, because you try to get every belt out there and hold him. You can't do it. So Canelo beat the man who beat the man who beat the man who goes back to B-Hop. That's the middleweight champion of the world. That said, the guy's a star. He's 28, came back 3 months after beating Triple G, which I thought he deserved, and destroyed Rocky Fielding. All right, Rocky Fielding is not at Canelo's level, but he still looked like a monster. This is a superstar at his peak. And against the guy, look, these are two of the top three. And Golovkin's is the number one contender. Jacobs is the number two contender. That's by Ring, by ESPN, by anybody who's, seriously following the sport. So this is huge. Like, maybe it's not, it's not a super fight. It's not Louis Schmeling. Like, I get it, but it's big. Come on, is it bigger than Floyd and Robert Guerrero? Like, yeah,
absolutely.
This is better than that. This is a guy who's at his peak, and he's fighting a top contender, probably the top contender, since Golovkin comes back June 8th, and then we'll see what happens in the fall.
Speaking of Golovkin coming back June 8th, what do you make of his opponent, Steve Rose?
I don't even know, man. Can I be honest with you? I do not even know. I've gotten a good report from Chris Mannix, and look, he's at a certain level, right? He's at a level below. But I'm always willing. I've been doing this since 1985. I've always been willing for a champ, right? You have a war. You do not have to come back with another war. If you're a champ, you do not owe everybody your blood. Like, hey, make some money in between. Go ahead, be fine. And for Golovkin to come back and say, all right, let me sign with DAZN, because now this matches me up with Canelo. You're not going to. It doesn't make any sense to run right back into Canelo. Have it. We call it a tune-up, whatever you want. That's what it is. I'm totally good with that because we know where it's going. We know where it's going in the fall.
This is DAZN's, let's say, first big major event over in the States. How do you think they're doing so far with the production, promotion, and everything?
Yeah, it's building. Look, for me, when it started, we went to Wembley. We had 80,000 people for Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin. I didn't feel small at the time. I felt big. I was a thunderous 80,000 people, man, outdoors in a soccer stadium. So it's felt big all along. And for me, look, I love watching fight? Tevin Farmer. I love a guy who can really box. I love watching Katie Taylor box. Jojo Diaz is a dynamite boxer. I appreciate people who can box, who can fight, who bring it all the time. I think Demetrius Andrade is an excellent fighter. Like, I appreciate that. So for me, like, look, it's cleaner. It smells nicer out here at Vegas, right? It's just sweet. I love being out here. It's great. But it's felt big every step of the way. Look, and Anthony Joshua makes it that way. Look, are you buying stars? They had Joshua from the get-go, from Matchroom, right away. That's the heavyweight champ. Look, I know, you make an argument, Fury, fine. Wilder, I'm good with those three. But I think Joshua's the best of the bunch. And until anyone gets together, I'm going to call him the heavyweight champ. And after that, you get Canelo. And after that, you get Triple G. All right, we're big time.
For sure. So, obviously, Gennady Golovkin already faced the common opponent in Daniel Jacobs. But do you think Canelo takes anything out of that original knockout that's so long ago that if you haven't been following boxing, you might not remember Daniel Jacobs losing to Dimitri Prague on HBO? Mm-hmm. I thought Jacobs could get up.
Me too.
He attempted to get up.
Against Prague?
Yes. And the ref, if you watch the replay, the ref puts his hand on his chest, says, no. Unlike the Fury Wilder fight where he lets him get up. So I'm of the mindset maybe Jacobs didn't get knocked out.
I thought Prague did a number on him. Prague was a bad man that night. Look, he's a good fighter. Like, now it doesn't look like much. Prague didn't end up having some sort of reign, but he was a tough guy that time. And look, Danny, that was a long time ago. That's when he was the golden child on the way up. maybe he didn't have the same ascension. Not long after that, he had cancer, right, wrapping around his spine.
Grandmother passed, I think, that same day.
He had
of the fight.
A lot of things going on, but he has shown his true colors. He has shown his resolve. He has come back. He's fought a very high level of competition, not as high as Canelo. That's difficult to do. But so I think that night, look, it comes down to, it's like I was talking to Jesse Vargas, right, who calls fights for DAZN and Spanish broadcast. He fought Humberto Soto 2 weeks ago.
Stopped him.
Last week, right? Now, you guys really follow the sport.
Oh, yes, sir.
Soto was tough there, though. That he came in tough and ready to go. So I know in 2 years from now you say, he fought Soto. He was 38 or whatever he is. He's an older guy and he's past his prime.
Well,
but he was a tough guy walking in.
Well, there's a story because walking in, he came off of that fight we didn't expect with Brandon Rios.
Right,
he beat Rios in Mexico, so it kind of made the Jesse fight a little more, digestible because it's like, okay, this guy may have a resurgence.
I'm saying that.
And I was saying if he would beat Jesse, he's my comeback fighter of the year.
Absolutely.
He's my comeback fighter of the year.
I'm saying Soto came out to win.
Yes,
he came out to win. By the way, Thomas Delorme came out to win against Jesse just before that. He came in. He was ready. It's almost like Sergey
Kovalev
against Joshua at Wembley. Not Kovalev. Not Kovalev.
Vladimir.
No.
At Wembley, Joshua?
Who did I'm losing his
Vladimir
name now.
Klitschko.
Against Povetkin, Alexander Povetkin. All right, so I've got all these names in my head.
Got you.
If you just look at it, you say, look, Povetkin, where was he in his career? How old is he? All that. But if you were watching that fight that night, that version of Alexander Povetkin was a tough guy. He was touching Joshua from the start. He was winging shots. He was hurting him. He could have won that. It took an awful lot for Joshua to win that fight. So I'm looking at it, too. The Parag that Danny Jacobs fought that night, that was just all, that was for a title. Parag was a tough Eastern European guy coming in. I think that's like, look, you just fought a very tough guy on the wrong night.
Speaking of versions of fighters that we're going to see and may not see, Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman may be coming up in a potential matchup. Keith Thurman been coming off a 2-year layoff where he had one fight where he looked okay. Manny Pacquiao is up in age. How do you think that matchup plays out?
I think it's kind of fascinating, actually. I like Keith Thurman a lot. There was a time immediately because I was doing PBC at the time for Fox. And so we saw, and then before that I was doing, Showtime, and we had a steady diet of Keith Thurman. And right as Floyd was making more money and didn't quite want to fight the top guys in the division, is that fair?
Very fair.
And kind of didn't really utter the name of Keith Thurman or even Sean Porter.
He gave him no credence. He acted as if Earl Spence at the time wasn't, didn't have the accolades he has now.
Prospect.
He acted as if Earl Spence Thurman had to fight Earl first to actually go see Mayweather.
He did not want to mess with Keith Thurman at the time.
I
Which,
agree.
by the way, I've always said this about Floyd. It's a business, and do what makes sense, right? And as Floyd said many times, man, hey, you're giving me the keys to the bank, I'm going to take your money. So I don't blame that. But there was a time where Keith Thurman, I thought, was the best welterweight in the world as Floyd and Manny were declining. And so I'm looking forward to – look, Manny, should he even be boxing still? It's a diminished guy. But that's put up or shut up to go up against Keith Thurman at this point, because you don't get as much credit, and you could be fighting the guy who is, I don't know, look, I maybe not as good as Spence now and, not as good as Bud Crawford. I get it, but it's still a tough guy to go against.
Agreed. So how big was the interview for you? Because that's how I was made aware of you. I'm not a multiple sports guy, only boxing. Like, I've never even watched the Super Bowl. People go crazy. But I've seen you on ESPN going at it with Floyd. How'd that come about, and how's the relationship since? I know, obviously, you have to have spoken to him, but has it ever been the same since that?
Oh, yeah. No. We've had lots of ups and downs, but when we see each other in person now, we give each other a big hug. Been through a lot. I was covering him and had him on Friday Night Fights and spent days with him when he was, just the lightweight champion of the world and, super featherweight champion of the world. When he was nice, quiet Floyd, just winning fights easily, and that's why he became this persona later, because he was like, wait a second, I'm doing everything right, and you're not paying me. So I don't blame Floyd for what he went into. That particular thing, and it's something I think you guys can appreciate. Zab Judah was being lined up right, for Floyd. Zeb was defending against Carlos Baldomir for the welterweight championship of the world. I take that stuff seriously because guys fight and fight and fight to become the world champion. And at the time, Zeb was the welterweight champ. He lost to Carlos Baldomir. Now, it turns out, for promotional reasons, etc., Floyd and his people still wanted Zeb. So fine, fight Zeb Judah, make it a big fight. But then they started putting in the press release. I saw it that day when I was interviewing Floyd. They put it out that it was for the welterweight championship. And I said, hold on. You can lie to all these other people. You can fool them. You can do it. You put out press, and no one's even questioning it. That's what I'm saying. I'm working in the mainstream for ESPN. No one is even questioning it. And I just said, hey, Floyd, and I've been through this with plenty of fighters. And I said, I try to make the distinction between guys who are the champs and guys who have belts. Because sooner or later, you're probably going to be the champ, and I will defend you when someone else, even if it's Miguel Cotto or whoever it is walking around with a belt. You know, if you're the champ or if Kostya Tszyu is the champ, whoever it is, you're the champ, you earned it, and now as they strip titles from you unfairly because it's a very corrupt system, we understand that. So when they strip titles from you, you can't hold 3-4 belts. There's no way they'll let you. They won't let you. But as that happens, no. If you're the champ, if you're B-Hop, you're Roy Jones Jr., you're the champ. And I did that for Floyd many times. So I just said, Floyd, come on, man. It's not for the welterweight title. You can fight Zeb, and I hope you make money. And I love Zeb. Zeb's fast. You know, Zeb has closing speed. He's got power. This will be exciting. But don't tell me this is for the welterweight title. And unlike most every other real champ out there, Floyd dug his heels in. Thought, no, man. Because he thought, I guess I was hurting his brand, hurting the sales of the fight. I'm like, no. This will be a good fight. And you're the man. You're the lightweight champ. You're the junior lightweight champ. Yeah, we know who you are. But he dug his heels in. And so that's where it started, where I was like, you cannot tell me Zeb Judah just lost to Carlos Baldomir on HBO. We just saw it. Please don't insult my intelligence that way. So that's where it started, and from there I became the guy. And Floyd kind of enjoyed it for a while, saying, "Hey, you're my co-cell. This will be fun." And again, subsequently, like he will come up. I've seen him afterwards, and I try to give him, proper respect. Like when he shut out Juan Manuel Marquez, I was like, come on, give it up. This guy, all time, this guy could box with Henry Armstrong. This guy could box with Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't know if he wins, but this guy could box in like some fantasy open tournament of all time. He could box and do well in any tournament in any time in the history of the sport. So I give respect to Floyd, but just don't sell me a bill of goods. I'm paying attention. That's all.
But you accepted the McGregor fight.
I didn't accept it. It was a circus. I like the circus. Tigers and elephants.
I think we all do.
I get popcorn. Come on. That's, it is what it is. But Floyd wasn't coming out saying this was for the middleweight championship. Just don't do that.
All right, so we obviously have to let you go. This is timed. But last thoughts, I guess, would be Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Do we get it?
I think it will have to happen eventually. They can't all exist in these separate universes, and I think the money is going to speak. And so I think, look, we lived through Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis. It doesn't have to happen, but I think the money is going to be enormous for both. So I think so. I hope so.
How many years you think left on negotiations? Mayweather Pacquiao was 5 to 7.
Oh God, no! I mean, it's because someone's going to lose. Yep. Deontay said, "Oh, just to take this fight and take this fight." Someone's going to lose, and I don't think it's going to be Joshua for a while. I think, and I have great respect for Deontay. He's got great power. He can take anybody out one shot. But you got to be careful. Tyson Fury, same thing. How many times can Tyson Fury be focused and in shape? And he was remarkable against Wilder. So he got it together. How many times can he do that? So these guys have to look at themselves and say, how else am I making $100 million? This is the one way. And I know they're going to make a ton of money, and DAZN is throwing that money around. I thought it was a pretty good offer DAZN reportedly put out to Deontay Wilder. And I think eventually that becomes his best offer.
And last question, how does Jacobs and Canelo end? Stoppage or decision?
I think a decision for Canelo. That's the most likely scenario is exciting decision, but like 8 rounds to 4. I think Danny can win rounds, but I think Canelo is peaking, and I think he showed against Golovkin. He is a tough, consistent boxer straight up. It's hard to stand straight in front of Canelo and outbox him.
Well, Brian, we want to thank you, obviously, for giving us the opportunity to interview you, man. Wish you have a great time here for Fight Week and for the fight. And thank you again for the time.
Thank you, fellas. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you have
care,
it, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Kenny, you already know. ESPN, Showtime, DAZN, all over.
I mean, Brian Kenny's been everywhere. ESPN.
He brought some energy, too.
Fox Sports. I mean, he's been
He brought the energy that changed things.
Definitely woke me up. I was like, man, we got another hour?
Yes.
Shit.
Yeah, well, we have one more or two more. We got Lauren Gardner.
What was that?
Lauren Gardner, from what I'm seeing, is a commentator. She's a female.
Oh, okay.
She's a female commentator. You guys should know her because, like, I don't know, she's got to be other sports.
She's on the PBC thing?
Says host, reporter, and television personality.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out about her.
She's done, it looks like, hockey and
ESPN.
football.
Yeah, we'll find out about her. We'll dig in and see what she likes, don't like, and how she feels about boxing.
Yeah, well, you know, we got to find out. We're going to interview her and Sergio Mora next. And we might get some of these other guys just floating around.
Man,
there's a few floaters here. Definitely a few floaters.
Might get a straggler or two, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, definitely had a great interview with Brian Kenny.
Sorry. So Lauren's on her way.
Yo, we're just waiting on Lauren Gardner now. Looks like we're going to be doing Sergio Mora tomorrow. He's live at the fights, and that's cool. We've been working nonstop.
Straight up, me and Doomy going off 1 hour. Really, Doomy got an hour and a half. I got an hour. You know what I mean?
He got up first.
I
woke Doomy up.
I got about 3 hours of sleepage.
I got an hour. Me and Doomy went to Subway last night.
Oh,
got one of them freshly baked cookies. Oh my
I
God!
had a veggie sandwich.
You did? How was that shit though?
Slamming.
It was.
I'm surprised.
That little patty?
That little veggie patty was good.
Wow. Okay. But yeah, man, we're here right at Podcast Road. Man, been a long day. We've seen people come in, go out, and one thing still remain, man. We're still here working hard. So with that being said, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. No other podcast is doing what we're doing and doing it how we do, man. Sun up to sundown, 24/7, 365, we're getting it in.
Hey, man, and if you want more exclusive content, all the BTS, all the things that you're not going to see on YouTube from this fight week, well, then you need to head on over to theboxingvoice.com /
Patreon. Patreon / The Boxing Voice.
Hey, yo, you know, let me tell you what happened, right? So I'm saying that, but I'm looking at the step and repeat, and it's like, yo, why does Matchroom only have 4 match rooms while Canelo get 1 million, MGM gets 1 million? Like,
They the B-side, man.
They get 4. I'm about to zoom in on that shit because the haters gonna say I made it up. That's what the haters gonna say.
They B-side, man.
Haters gonna say I made it up right there. Let me see. Can we zoom? Oh shit, we could zoom. You see those red? Yeah. That's only 2, and on 2 on that side, so that's 4. Matchroom, which is like
my nigga Tecate got the same number than them.
Tecate got more than them. But listen, Tecate is a big sponsor though. You know, right. They definitely always pro Canelo, and if it's not Tecate, it's Gold or Corona. Hennessy's I think an official sponsor.
With top, right?
Nah, PBC.
PBC?
Well, now, but you know they frequent. Like Tecate used to be a Bob Arum top rank. Yeah, you know you always see the Tecate girls with top rank, but it switched up.
Top Rank got the Top Rank girls now. He made his own girls.
Yeah, why not? Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It's going to help with our visibility. It's going to get us more big interviews like this that obviously only benefit you, the listener, the family member. To become one of those close-knit members, head on over to patreon.com / The Boxing Voice for exclusive behind-the-scenes content, never before heard shows, untitled film study Tuesdays. We still haven't come up with an alternative for Wednesday. We need to come up with a. I know. I mean, but we talked about it twice, and the lines weren't open. It's like you said. Man. I mean, speaking of lines, man, Canelo's still minus 125 by decision.
That's good money.
If you believe in Canelo,
that's good money.
Now is the time.
$1,000 will get you.
Or bet on Jacobs.
1,000.
I mean, you can bet on Jacobs if you want to make real money.
Yeah.
The bet is on Jacobs, but then you're gonna take the risk. He's the underdog.
1,250 will get you 1,000.
1,250 to make 1,000. That's a lot of money to risk, though.
Yeah, it is.
Because you know how boxing is, man. I mean, they could get a draw,
a fucking accidental cut,
like Peter Quillen and Caleb Truett. Yeah. Anything can happen when it comes to this freaking sport.
Crazy, man.
So good.
Yeah.
You can get
that adds to the excitement. I think
you can get hit in the fucking
unknown.
thigh
The unknown, man.
And
That's
that
what
nigga quit.
it is.
You know what I'm saying? I seen guys quit from getting hit in the thighs and shit. So
Yeah, them hip
all kinda
punches
shit.
hurt. Yeah, you get hit in the hip hard enough, man.
Bruh.
You'll numb your whole leg off.
Bruh, he's subliminally talking about Crawford Khan.
What?
He's calling the leg shot a non-dick shot.
The hip
You
uppercut.
said the leg shot is a non-dick shot.
That's what I'm going based off you.
All right, you said-
He's calling the leg shot
The
a
leg shot.
non-dick shot.
You said the leg shot.
Yeah, because you're calling the leg shot.
You should have said he's calling the dick shot a leg shot.
Okay, I mean, as long as you got it, champ.
I don't know what you're talking about. Crawford,
As long as you got that, you are trying to
man, tell me why,
spin a
man.
narrative.
Tell me why, man. We been in here all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had the fucking caterers come out.
Mm-hmm.
Doomy got him a fat ass
Doomy's
plate.
dead. Doomy's about to pass out. It's all yawns over there.
I'm sorry.
Y'all lucky I switched camera on.
Sorry.
It's all yawns.
He gonna put him on blast, man. He put him on blast.
No, it's
I'm
gone.
crying.
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
My eyes watering. That's how
Look at him. Look at him though. Look, he's like, oh
Boy.
man. He don't even know when he on camera when he know.
Like, crying, man.
Yo,
Oh man, we need some food for them, man. Get some
bruh,
meat,
I
man.
just want to get this
I
last
snuck a
interview
plate.
out the way,
What's
man.
going on there?
This bean salad.
Is that Lauren right there? Oh,
No.
that's it.
Oh yes, that is her.
That is long.
I
That
see
is
her.
Lauren.
I see her with a little jacket on.
Yep, that's her.
I'm on his way. Boy,
LG
boy.
Red.
Boy,
So yeah,
these pictures.
set this up. When she sit there, make sure it's
Yeah, we
nice
gotta-
and focused.
we got a live at 5. What's
How
going
you
on,
doing, Lauren?
Lauren
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Lauren Gardner gonna be joining us
The-
on the live podcast.
The one and only.
Host, reporter, and television personality. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. If you could just mic up.
Let's do this.
All right.
What up, what up, what up, Lauren? How's it going?
How are you?
Man,
We're
we know how
good,
we
we're
do.
good.
We're over here chilling, man.
How are you?
doing today?
I'm good. You guys have all the phones set up. What
That's
is
right.
happening
Man.
here?
Well,
This
lot-
is
gotta
awesome.
A lot of
Studio.
streaming going
Go
on
there,
here.
there.
Like,
A lot of
I
live
should've done more
streaming.
with my hair here.
So
You got the fiery red going
Oh,
on. I like it. I
yeah.
like it.
So-
Signature look.
first things first, how did you get into reporting, hosting, and even becoming a personality on TV?
Okay, you guys know that no two paths are alike in this industry, right? So I was initially a Denver Broncos cheerleader, which, I mean, you know, a lot of reporters come out of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it opened up a lot of doors, and then kind of one thing led to another, various internships with regional sports networks and all of that. And, you know, just kind of not taking no for an answer and also taking every opportunity I could possibly get. And I've done everything from covering Ultimate Frisbee to the NFL. I kid you
Awesome,
not, the
awesome.
Kentucky Derby, the Super Bowl, college football, college basketball, most recently
Wow, you've
NHL hockey.
Seen a lot of sides of the net.
It's so cool. Yeah, motorsports, champ car. So I've done it all. It's
What's
been
your
so
most-
great. And now, obviously, change up on DAZN. So we're like red zone for baseball.
What's your most memorable sports moment that you covered?
Gosh, that's such a great question. You know, of course, like, you know, hockey is such a niche sport, but we've had some great come from behind wins, and I'd never really covered like an actual team throughout a season as the home broadcast. So we had some great come from behind wins last season, and where it was like, you know, the final game of the season, and it was like win or go home type deal. You know, if you win this game, you're in the playoffs. So some of those moments were really neat because you got to, you know, talk about like the triumph of, you know, the human spirit and overcoming adversity and telling those stories. Like, and I also worked on a show called Sports Detectives
Okay.
on the Smithsonian Channel. Like, I forget the things that I've done.
Smithsonian Channel.
Yeah, the Smithsonian
It's
Channel.
way too sophisticated for me, guys. I don't know how I landed that job.
I'm guilty. I've seen.
You know what channel?
You
I know
watched?
I watch every now and then. I
This
like history
guy.
and stuff.
The guy in the workout shorts over here is
Yes.
crushing
I
it.
left my
The IQ is off the charts.
Oh yeah.
I love this.
So talk to us about boxing. Canelo versus Jacobs. How'd you get involved in this, and how much do you know about boxing?
Yeah, full disclosure, guys, I am not a boxing expert.
Okay.
So I will be covering the red carpet
Neither
on
are we.
DAZN.
Neither are we. We're just guys who talk.
I don't think that's the
We're
case,
guys with a love
boys.
for cell phones.
Yes, I know. Is this a cell phone podcast? Are you guys need to be sponsored by Apple. I don't understand.
I wish, right?
Yeah.
I love
know.
Apple.
I
It's
see
huge.
everything, but we have
Everything
the
is
stickers
Apple,
here. I
yeah.
love the branding. Your guys' branding is tremendous. You know, obviously obviously I watched the 40 Days documentary, and, I follow a little bit, but I think the storytelling behind all of this, especially when it comes to Jacobs and him, like I just talked about that, like the human spirit,
Facing
I think
the adversities.
Never say never.
Overcoming everything that he's overcome. And, of course, Canelo, arguably the best, at least of his generation,
Definitely.
if not of all time. I mean, that's all arguably, right?
Definitely arguable when you say all time. But let me tell you. But let me tell you, though, he is on a fast track to that. Exactly. He has a lot of potential of filling those shoes that you're giving him. So it could happen. It's soon to talk about it, but his resume is phenomenal. Like, we had Oscar and other guests today, and we asked that specific question, I think, to Tevin Farmer, like, who has the best resume in boxing? And you cannot leave Canelo if you don't mention him first, which 99% of the people mention him first. He's taken on the biggest challenges like this one. I don't know how much you know about the details of this fight, but Canelo had a 10-fight contract for $365 million. No one thought he was going to be fighting Daniel Jacobs second. So we're really excited. But for you, I guess from a casual perspective, have you been to Vegas before? And if so, what's the difference in, I guess, the environment and the atmosphere compared to fight week boxing with Canelo?
Yeah, I think that's such a great question. I've been to Vegas a lot. I used to cover a lot of Mountain West, football, basketball, a lot in Vegas. And I'm from Colorado, right? So it's a short flight. Coming from New York.
They have great laws in Colorado.
I have no idea what you're referring to. Yeah, I don't know where all the tax dollars are going. There's still potholes in the roads. I don't understand that, you guys.
That sucks.
It does. But of course, there's so much hype surrounding this, and it's really exciting. You can just feel the energy in the air, and whether you're walking through the concourse on the airport and you see the signage everywhere to the hotel, and people are buzzing about it, and this is a household name. Canelo Alvarez is a household name. He is someone that people are going to want to watch. Of course, they're going to be watching on DAZN, which is so exciting because we know that DAZN is like the Hulu Netflix of sports.
Yeah, we keep hearing that.
I know. Yeah. Well, we are, and it's really exciting to be a part of that platform because we're kind of on the ground floor. And for him to partner with this brand, I think is really exciting. And to know that this is must-see. Are we calling it TV? We're calling it tablet, I don't know, whatever. You can watch it on any device.
Must-see streaming.
That's what we're trying to say, because I was on the, we're like, oh yeah, we were on the air until 1:30 last night for, this change-up show, which is the Red Zone for MLB. And I was like, are we on the air? What do we call this? But yes, back to your question, when you look at the stark contrast, of Vegas, because there's always something going on in this town.
I mean, yesterday was the billboards.
Exactly. Big time. But there's something about a fight that people are coming out to see. They want to watch history in the making. And this is a live event where there's guaranteed action. You're not going to miss anything like some other sporting events. If you get up to go, grab a hot dog or go to the bathroom, like this is happening right here. You want to be a part of it. You want to say where you were sitting at that moment when such and such was knocked out.
Take me back real quick.
Hot take.
I want to actually talk about her job. She said that she's going to be doing red carpet. That's new.
It's a perfect question, man. Just
go for it. Go for it.
I like this dynamic here, by the way. You three are a heck of a trio.
I've only been doing this for like a year, so my first time hopping on a show, I was very, very nervous. Can you kind of remember when your first time doing a show, how nervous you were, to now?
I have a
being,
story for you.
Doing the red carpet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
A big deal.
I've gotten to do, Radio Row, similar to this, for the Super Bowls and interview, stars, Hall of Famers. It's a really great opportunity. But at the end of the day, we're all just people. We're all here to tell stories, and hopefully we're all here to inspire people. For me, that's why I love covering sports, is to tell their stories. And, this transcends so many different walks of life, and it brings people together for, a common cause. So I know this is my soapbox moment because I want to be Oprah one day, which big shoes to fill, but I can be like, the ginger Oprah. We'll just see. Again, the sky's the limit, people. But okay, I do have a good story for you because ironically enough, my first live on-air job was just hosting an intermission report in minor league hockey for our regional sports network, and I called it a halftime report. Thanks for watching the, insert car dealership here halftime report, and then because red light comes on and all thoughts that you're processing just go out the window and you're inside your own head. So I can only imagine how that gets, and it's just more
Can be
about
a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and so then I was like, halftime report. We went to break, and I was like, pretty sure that's called an intermission. But it's just, it's
how tough are you on yourself, in that moment or others? Do you beat yourself up about it?
Yeah.
Do you practice more? Or is it just like, I'm going to get it right next time. I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about it.
I think as you age and you evolve, and I'm sure this happens with athletes a lot, you're under the bright lights, and sometimes people let the nerves get the best of them.
Yeah.
For me, when I was younger, of course, I beat myself up, and I was like, oh, man, but you continue to
You hear her
to get
when
the
she was
reps.
younger.
How old are you?
You
Like
guys.
12?
Well, you don't ask
I
women.
started in broadcasting when I was 10 and a half.
That's why I said 12.
10 and a half.
Sorry, guys. I like this.
10 and a half.
I will come on your podcast anytime you guys want. This is incredible.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, you start to shake it off, and you realize, listen, like it makes you more relatable when you do mess up, because people
Relatable, that's the word.
right? Like like
people can relate to you, and that's what you want. You want to inspire people, and when you can relate to someone, you can definitely inspire
you
them.
don't want to be a perfect broadcast robot. And you know what? That style of broadcasting is dying. We see that, with the video podcast with the 12 phones out. And I don't know what you guys are doing here, but I love it.
Yeah,
I don't know,
coming for
I
our
don't know what
head.
phone to look at.
She's coming for our
Like,
head. She's right here.
that one right there. This is great. It's a multi-camera shoot, and these things are, the technology embedded with these. Can you imagine when we were like talking about how cool pagers were? You would go home. You couldn't wait to get home to like listen to your answering machine. Now
I come
we
from the
have
VCR days.
computers. This is
I
unbelievable.
seen a movie the other day with an answer machine.
No kidding.
Outside of sports, what are you into? Like, what kind of TV shows or reality shows?
Game of Thrones. He wants to
Dude,
know, do you watch
that's
G-O-T? Did you believe Arya was going to save the day? Like, I'm just watching.
Hold on. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, and if you guys are watching this live podcast,
No.
sorry.
And honestly, if you
Earmuffs.
haven't watched it,
You're
like,
bad.
Shame on
something's
you.
wrong with you.
Shame on
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
you sign up for that.
But yeah, are you?
So
Dude.
yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm like, when is Snow gonna save the day? He's being, cornered by
He was
this
the prince
dragon.
that was promised.
She came out of nowhere like Jordan at the free throw line for the dunk.
Then drop
Back
the
in
knife.
the day,
Then drop the
it was
knife.
amazing.
I
And then
love
when-
the moves.
when he-
And luckily, this is a video podcast because you guys are reenacting this entire scene to a T. I just
When
wanna
he
let you
caught
know.
her,
It was epic.
when he caught her in the air, I just was like, no, I was
I
so
know.
sad.
I thought
was
that
like,
was it.
No,
I
and
thought
then
that
that
was it for
move.
Arya.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I was like,
Impossible.
I was almost
Yeah.
a little bit disappointed though, because it was like,
was it
it's over.
anticlimactic?
He
Yeah.
wanted
Exactly.
Jon Snow to do the job. That's what he
Well, the
kept
whole
saying.
thing was building up the entire. I mean, how many years have we been watching this show?
Exactly.
And it's like winter is coming, the White Walkers, death versus life.
That's
like,
true.
All of
and,
this,
and it was over in one night.
and we're
but-
like, that's
but
episode
honestly,
3.
Out of all the characters, who was more equipped, being trained by the guy
Yeah,
with
the man of many faces.
She was more
Yeah.
equipped to kill the white than
was.
anybody.
Maybe.
was.
I mean, John had so much experience.
Jen
She
was a-
thought maybe Daenerys, and then she's like Shakaris.
Yeah.
The White Walker, like he was like,
Yeah,
what
he's
else you
like,
got?
whatever.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tan. No, that also made me mad, right? So it's like, oh, finally, him and Jon Snow gonna get it, and he's
I
like,
know.
not today, champ.
No,
He raises
he
the whole
kept
entire
doing
dead.
so good. But I thought more main characters were going to be killed off.
Yes.
Right? Because
Yes.
that's the signature. Yeah, exactly. That's the show's MO. And it's like, okay, you killed off Ned Stark in the first season. You thought he couldn't be killed. And then the Red Wedding, forget about that. My dad almost stopped watching altogether.
Yeah.
That was
So-
cruel.
Can we?
I think that was one of the episodes that surprised me the most.
I actually want to
What's
ask
the
you
Red
a
Wedding?
sports question.
Okay, let's go
Just
sports.
saying,
But Game of Thrones, I mean, I could talk about Game of Thrones all
Well,
day.
any other sports that you've done outside of boxing, how have the people accepted you? The fighters, managers, just everyone, like, compared to boxing?
How is it being a woman in a male-driven society or
industry,
organization?
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, compared to boxing, though, because I just feel like
I mean,
I want to hope to hear that boxing is treating you better than other sports, maybe.
Yeah, I think boxing is such an inclusive community. And, like we were saying, it transcends so many different things. And you have female fighters out there who are representing our sex in such an amazing way. They are strong, they are
Yes.
powerful, they are confident.
Katie Taylor,
They are
Clarissa Shields.
driven, yes, beautiful on the inside
Hammer.
and out.
What's the McCaskill?
Mikhail Mayer, Jessica McCaskill,
Yes.
the list goes. I mean, pretty beast.
Porcelina Barrios.
Pretty beast.
Ooh.
On the zone. I
Yeah,
wish she would have got
I
the win. I know her
I
brother
know,
well.
man, yeah.
We were rooting for her, but
Definitely.
But she
She'll
put
be
it
back.
out there. That's, I mean,
Yes.
it's so
I mean,
brave
and
to
that's
step
what it's
into
all
the
about.
ring in the first place like
Yes.
that. So yeah, it's a great community, and everyone's been so welcoming. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not an expert by any stretch, but I learned ultimate frisbee, guys. I learned indoor lacrosse. Like, I can figure this out. It's through osmosis and studying, and you guys being helpful at asking questions. I think that's the biggest thing you could do. Like covering hockey, which is such a niche sport, like I mentioned previously. You come in and it is like, if you don't know exactly like what icing is, or if you cycle the puck, or like, oh God, he's in the crease, or you call it something else, and it's a man advantage, they'll kind of expose you. But if you approach it from a level, especially like I did on our broadcast, where I was like, okay, like I'm not an expert, but I'm here to help fans that are getting into the sport to kind of learn with me. I'm welcoming them in from a different perspective, because I'm not. Yeah, and I'm not hired to be an analyst. We have analysts for that purpose. So why not add another dynamic to the broadcast where it makes it more welcoming for, like you said, the casual fan, or people who are interested but almost intimidated to begin watching or joining the conversation because they feel like they don't know enough. So I feel like I'm a representative of that, just like we do with our change-up show on DAZN, which is the Red Zone for baseball. Like, we are representing the fans sitting at home on their couch watching the games. We whip around to all the games. We do, live look-ins. We have highlights. We have all these things.
What's
and then
a
we have
live
fun.
look-in?
A live look-in. We literally
game.
look into the game.
Yeah,
like, we go into the ballpark and we're like, okay, Mike Trout's at the plate and he's facing CC Sabathia, and we're watching the game live.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. So for those who, have full-on ADD, which we all do, we see all the phones here, and we're like flipping through everything constantly.
Yes.
This is the cure for that, because you don't have to sit around and watch a single game for 3.5 hours.
What kind of imprint do you want to leave on all these sports landscapes as far as being a analyst or a reporter? What kind of imprint?
That's a great question.
Hey,
He's a great guy.
I'm full of them.
You are. I was waiting for one of you guys to be like, he's full of
I
something.
think he's full of himself. He's full of himself.
I'm not going down the route.
I love that. You guys are wonderful. Honestly, I think people will remember how you made them feel beyond what you said or did. And I think I'm here to connect. I want to connect with people, and I want to help tell their stories. This isn't about me. So if I left people feeling inspired or welcomed or just good, I just want to leave a positive imprint.
Good vibes only.
Thanks, guys. I know I'm big into my meditation. I'm telling you, the Oprah podcast, Super Soul. Check it out. It's after your guys' podcast. Of
Wait,
course.
so you have a podcast?
I do not, but I listen to Oprah's.
Oh,
Super Soul podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, they're amazing, guys.
What kind of music do you enjoy?
All of it.
Hey,
Yeah, what about you guys?
Not Big Crip.
No. Wait, what? I don't know Big Crip.
Yes!
I
Yes!
feel like I don't know what just happened. I feel like I offended someone.
No one knows him except
What is
him.
it? Where is he on Spotify? Can we play it? Are
course,
there
yeah.
copyright
Spotify.
issues?
Yeah, he's got 10 songs on Spotify.
This
Nah, I'm
guy
joking.
right
I'm
here.
joking. I'm being
Big
mean.
Crip?
I'm being
Huh?
mean.
Are you him? Is that you? I don't know. What's that?
He wish.
I do.
I know.
Oh my God, I love this. This is so great.
So-
I was just listening to Prince Royce, though, in my hotel room.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's going to be on the red carpet.
Really?
And, Bad Bunny. And so I'm
What?
like, guys.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
He likes
Wait. For this fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Funny.
Do you want
What?
to come on the red carpet with me and interview him?
What? Hell yeah. I'm Dominican too. I can totally
Oh, you
help you.
are?
Yeah.
I would translate.
Dominicano.
I would
Hablo
translate.
muy poquito.
Yes.
I only speak hablo muy poquito español.
That's enough. You're
That's
doing
all you
good.
get.
Yeah. You got two Spanish guys here. That's enough.
I just fade to the back. I have no idea what's
He's
going on
like,
right now.
what?
¿Qué pasa?
Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish.
Wow. But wait, let's not overlook that. I mean, I'm going to give DAZN credit for bringing in Bad Bunny.
That's big.
Huge.
I don't
I mean,
know
this
if
guy's he's done
Worldwide.
A-list features with mainstream artists. I mean,
Tekashi?
he's done Jennifer Lopez, Tekashi, not Prince Royce, but the real Prince of Bachata, Romeo Santos.
Oh, that was good
I
the
mean,
way
he's
you said
crossed
that.
over with Drake. I mean, he's
He's a big
huge.
deal. Yeah.
He's huge. That's a power move by DAZN. I love it.
Yeah,
Who
DAZN
else
isn't
is,
playing. We have a pretty good list. Denzel Washington.
Oh,
He's on
He's-
that list.
He loves
Man.
boxing. He loves boxing.
He
Might
does.
be
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, he's had a lot of fights.
Might be raining out there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley.
Saquon, running back for the
Yep,
Giants.
exactly. Yeah, Victor Cruz, another
Okay,
former
Giant,
Giant.
yes.
Yep. Yeah, there's.
I'm gonna go ahead and get some water. You guys talking about other
Yeah,
sports?
sorry. Okay. But there. Yeah.
All I know is fighting.
Yeah, I know, right?
Exactly.
Who are
So
they
let me-
talking about?
Let me ask you. So with the zone, are you doing more than one sport?
Yes.
Okay,
So I'm primarily hosting Change Up, which is a baseball show.
Okay.
That's the baseball whip around show. Think of it
And
as
when can they catch
Red Zone
these-
for
this
baseball.
show?
Weeknights. So we are on every night. Myself, Adnan Verk, and Scott Rogowski. Do you guys know Scott Rogowski?
I
the
know.
HQ
I know
guy?
Adnan Burt. I don't know.
Adnan is amazing. He'll be here hosting as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We have Brian Kenny. We have like this great cast of.
We just interviewed Brian.
Yeah, we
Isn't
did.
he awesome?
Awesome.
Constant
Full of
girl.
energy.
Great energy.
Yeah.
Great energy.
energy.
He
Yeah,
he,
you
he
guys
gave us
get the
energy.
good vibes
Yes,
going.
yes.
Yeah.
1
He,
hour
wa-
of sleep.
he
and we're-
warmed us up for you. Like he
Oh,
got
that's
us
awesome.
pumped.
I know. I came in. I was like, you guys are hot. This is awesome. Yeah. So it's primarily baseball, but so it's those two: Scott Rogowski, Adnan Verk on. We'll go Eastern times. So they're
Yes.
on from 7 to 10:30,
Okay.
and then myself and Tony Luffman, who was he was actually on WWE, and now he is the main host on NHL Network. They pulled him over for this show for Change Up, so him and I are on from 10:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. for all the West Coast games because he's from LA, so he's a Dodgers fan. I'm from Colorado. I'm amongst the hundreds of thousands of Rockies fans.
So you seem to have a good, spunky kind of personality. Are you doing any kind of acting or?
Oh God,
Here we
no,
go.
I'm not. I mean, I would love to, but I don't know if I could remember a script. I'd be like, line, excuse me. But thank you. You never know. Now that I'm living in New York, you never know what kind of opportunities could present
Exactly.
themselves, and for the most part, I'm not going to say no because that's what life is about,
'Cause you
right?
just
Growing
never
and
know.
learning.
Originally from Colorado, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are some of the differences you're finding being here in the East Coast and
Yeah.
Crowded.
way back over there in Colorado where it's cold?
Crowded.
I know it's it's kind of a culture shock, but I've spent a lot of time in New York when I worked with CBS and the Smithsonian show. It's an adventure. It's definitely different. It's, I can hop on a ferry and I'm in the city. I'm on the New Jersey side,
yes.
and so it's quiet and calm. And then I hop, and then I'm in the chaos of the city. And it's great though. I think people in New York, they get a bad rap for being harsh or rude. And
Some of the nicest people you meet.
thank you.
Some of the nicest.
Yes, amazing.
They're just in a
people.
rush. They're just in a rush,
Yeah. And I'm figuring out the public transportation, the subway.
It's the Yellow City.
Guys, and I finally was last Sunday I'm walking around, I'm doing good, I'm figuring out all the subways, and I'm don't get me wrong, I stop and ask for directions a
Yes.
lot. I am that girl, and they're like, oh, you poor thing. I think they just take pity on me. Finally, I had a day where I didn't have to ask for directions. I didn't get on the wrong train yet. Well, I mean, I had preeviously. So I was this is a great day. And so I had my cute little New York hat on because I'm fashion. This is
Yeah.
what they do in New York. In
Yes,
Colorado,
yes.
we're wearing flannel and, yoga pants all the time. So
There,
this is
wait a minute. Who's giving that person fashion advice? A flannel with yoga pants. What a combination.
Chill at the housewear.
That sounds like the new release for your boy, Flannel and Yoga Pants, the title of his new album.
Big Crip got the new hot single, Flannel and Yoga Pants. I love it. It's a hit. It's platinum. I love it.
So good.
I would not stand for any big
Criticism.
No,
Defamations.
None
I
of it.
love the alliteration.
None of
there.
it.
So I'm standing there and I'm all hip and cool and I'm I'm a real New Yorker now, and I look up, and at the moment I just look up. I don't know why I looked up. There's no reason. It's a droplet of liquid. I don't know what it is to this day.
From the high.
Went
high
directly
vinegar
into my
conditioners.
eyeball, you guys.
What?
And you would have thought I was shot. I was like, no! You don't want subway water in your eye.
No, you
no.
don't.
But look,
you
it's
don't.
still here, so we're good. But I thought, I was do I need to go get a tetanus shot? Do I go to the emergency room? Should I call my mom? I didn't know what to do.
Do I need a new eye?
Yeah, I think I was if I was I'm going to have a glass eye, this is my future.
So-
it sucks that I'm on television for a living. It may not bode well.
So since the conversation started, I don't know, but I'm getting this WWE feeling. Has someone ever said "Oh, you look like"? I don't watch.
Me too.
I don't watch wrestling, but
I
you.
kind of got that feeling too.
You-
I don't
Okay.
watch wrestling, but you look like one of the wrestling divas. If
Thanks,
that's the right
dudes.
terminology, I don't know, but
Yeah, I think that is.
has anyone ever said that?
No.
I think it's right.
No, but
Oh.
I know who you're talking about because I totally watched
that-
Probably
that.
the red hair.
Yeah, what's her
'Cause I
name?
think there's-
Eva.
I don't know, but
Is it
I
Eva?
think there's a red hair.
Going out on a limb here. We're gonna say Eva, but thank you guys. That's
Sounds
a
good to me.
tremendous compliment.
Are you a big workout kind of person? If
Yes.
so,
On my good days.
what is your favorite cheat meal?
Oh,
Oh.
cheap man.
Yeah.
New York pizza.
You know what? That's not New York
Dollar
pizza.
slices.
How good are those? A dollar slice. I'm okay,
Thin
I'll take
crust.
12. Thank you. I'll the cheese.
$12.
You can't eat a whole pizza.
Guys,
Bro.
12?
I have been known to put down some food, but then I have to fast for like the next week. And dessert, anything dessert, ice cream.
Sweets are everybody's.
Yeah, what about
That's
you
what I cheat.
guys?
That's what I cheat. I cheat with
Coca-Cola,
I just turned
man. I
vegan.
can't get rid of
Oh,
Coke.
you're a soda guy.
I quit Coke for like 2 years,
like
and
the
then I'm
Mexican
back
Coke
Coke
in
on
the
it.
glass bottle.
It's way
No,
better.
Because that's
I
the
could do
real
any Coke.
deal.
Natural
It
sugar.
is, but I can do
So
any
good.
Coke.
Real
My
sugar.
sister got me a case of that for Christmas
the
one
best.
year, and
I
I like
would-
savored it.
I would
I used to
say
drink a lot of soda.
I would say cannabis. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that leads to the cheat meal. That's not the cheat meal.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant like the
Yeah.
prequel of the cheat meal.
Oh, I like that,
okay.
but that primes you. I see.
Surprised
Let
you
me
for the
see.
munchies.
Like candy, probably. I'm a big candy
Yes.
guy.
So good.
I
He
love
loves those gushers.
Gushers. I love
Gushers are
gushers.
amazing. That's fruit snacks. That's practically fruit.
God.
That is a fruit.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
a health
much.
food.
Artificial fruit.
That's a health
think
food.
sweets,
Yeah, high
man.
fructose corn syrup. It says
30
corn
grams of
and
sugar.
fruit.
So
There's
bad.
vegetables and fruit in there.
So our audience has pegged you as WWF's or WWE's Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
is
her.
that good? Is that
Well,
bad?
I mean, it's similar.
Okay.
It's similar.
Oh yeah. Shout out Becky.
What's
similar.
up, Becky? Thanks, Fred. I'll take it. I'll
And
take it.
It looks like she has 2 titles.
Okay.
So she's doing
Going
good.
down.
I don't know, guys, if it might be past my prime to like start getting in the ring like that. But that's cool. I mean, I played softball. I had a college scholarship. I didn't take it, but
Wow. So
Yeah.
you were good.
How
That
do
was
you
okay.
think the growth of the zone will go over the next year and a half, 2 years?
that's a great question. I don't know if it's a year and a half, 2-year projection, because I'm not like on the business side. But the way I see things projecting, especially with what they're doing in the fight game. And I mean, have you seen Tracy Morgan's commercials?
I did.
They're incredible.
But I gotta call.
but
Yeah.
then- but then
Did
he
they
was-
go
But then he was on a pay-per-view
I
fight the
know.
next week
the next week?
on camera.
Tracy Morgan does what Tracy Morgan wants. Okay, guys. There's no, you can't tell him
Gotta
what to
love
do.
him.
The last
He's
OG.
great.
The last OG.
He is the last OG. Yeah, that's a great question. As far as like projected growth, like I can't like go on record saying anything, but all I can tell you is that within the industry, there is so much buzz surrounding what we're doing with DAZN, and even being at the RSN, the Regional Sports Network side, like there's so much talk because I worked, for Kroenke Sports, and they obviously own a ton of properties. Yes, Dan Kroenke, LA Rams, Denver Nuggets, Colorado
Gotcha.
Avalanche.
There we go.
And they
There we
own
go.
our sports network, but they are always talking about streaming and getting into that game because we know that's the future. Like
Yes.
linear, I
It's
don't know
here.
how long linear will stick around, but so what DAZN is
As
doing,
long as live
they're on the
sports-
ground floor.
As long as like basketball, football, and baseball are still on linear,
Yeah.
and these platforms can't snatch them up, then they'll still be alive. But when that happens, TV is a thing
Well,
of the
and
past.
what DAZN has as far as rights abroad, like they have a ton of rights
That's true.
in Japan, and
Yes.
in Europe, and Canada, and I think they have, so you're able to watch it, a lot of Premier League stuff, and even NFL up in Canada. So yeah, it's
So many sports all over the
I
world.
wanna
all the
see-
sports.
I mean,
I want to see how that's going to be in terms of viewership numbers because, like, they have the Zone Japan. So I wonder how many people are going to tune into Canelo because Japan is they love boxing
love
over there.
boxing.
Yeah.
So many other countries that the Zone is in, they're in Canada. They're
Yeah.
not in the UK just yet. And we're trying to see when they're going to make that,
I like. Why are you guys so invested in the UK?
I mean, a lot of
we
a lot
love
of
the UK. They
I mean,
love us.
because it's America and United Kingdom
you
in
guys have
terms.
a big following in the UK.
Oh
I
yeah,
like that.
but in terms of boxing though, it's
Are you
like
like sorry about the whole Revolutionary War,
You
the
know.
Tea Party,
Tea
our
Party,
bad.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
do it all the time.
We just didn't like to be taxed.
We don't drink tea anyway.
Yeah,
No.
glad
The
we're
red
friends
coats are coming.
again. Yeah, we like
no,
our
the
Starbucks. We're
UK
good.
the UK love to get a win on an American, so it's like an
Yeah,
America
okay.
versus UK
a
thing.
friendly rivalry.
Yes.
And now we
Yeah.
got Anthony Joshua, so he's somewhere around
I
here.
know you're like nope.
And Deontay Wilder, which pegs a UK
Mm-hmm.
heavyweight
Yep.
against an American heavyweight, which makes fans just go crazy. My guy's going to beat your guy. No,
It's so great.
Yeah, it's
But
Yeah, but anytime
but
you
those
can,
UK
yeah.
fans are amazing though. They like really love the sport.
They really stand behind their fighters.
do.
And
I
we
love
noticed
that.
that time and time again.
They
Have
could
you guys
teach
gone
us.
there? Have you traveled?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually went to Ireland, Belfast with Deontay Wilder for
Nice.
the announcement, I think, of the
Fury
Fury fight
fight,
last
yep.
year.
Fury
did
was
you
fighting.
think?
No,
He
it
got
was, I mean,
he
it
got
was
beer
amazing.
thrown at him.
Well, not
Excuse
me,
me?
Deontay.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, what kind of controversial thing did you say
No,
on the
no,
podcast?
Deontay just walked through the stadium and they just let a whole cup of beer rip.
Wow.
A whole pint.
But you know what? Like sometimes that's good. Like you want people to be passionate about you one way or the other. And unfortunately,
I mean, no. Listen, it's the whole Floyd Mayweather syndrome. Like not everyone's gonna love you, but if they hate you, that might be beneficial.
It
might be beneficial.
No. Even haters might be more beneficial than
people that, they're passionate.
That support you.
And they will watch. And I think that's the best part about it. And so in addition to like all the live fights that you're watching, you're talking about telling stories and like building that rivalry and that passion, whether it's the love or the hate. That's what this whole 40 Days documentary is doing.
Yes.
And it's so cool to see that because to me, once again, it's about the storytelling. And that builds up to the fights. And then after the fight, they're going to have this whole behind the scenes show that will be airing a couple days after. And it's going to be things that didn't make the broadcast with all the access that the DAZN crew is getting. So it's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys are like,
storytelling.
Now you're at the tip of the spear.
Yeah, they're pulling all the stops.
I felt like that was very Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah.
You like that, right?
That was good. Was there dragon glass on the tip of that spear?
Yeah.
Well, she is awesome.
This is perfect.
You guys are great. I could sit here and talk to you all day.
We don't want to take any more of your time, but please give out any social media for those people that aren't following you can do so. Let everyone know when your daily show is coming on and how to access it.
Thanks, dudes. I am on Twitter at LGRed. So I don't know what gave it away, but my initials in red, or I'm like a communist appliance. And I'm on Instagram at LG__red because LG Red was taken. I don't know why people are taking these things.
Lovely gangster, maybe. I don't know.
I know. Lovely gangster. I love that.
That's his new single.
That is so, yes.
Lovely gangster.
I'm through with you guys.
Full circle. And then you guys can catch Change Up on DAZN. So obviously all you have to do is buy the annual pass, and it works out to be like $8.33 a month.
Yes.
So it's great. So not only are you going to get the fights, you're going to get these amazing documentary style features and like full on documentaries about, all these different fights, but you can also get Change Up weeknights. So that's basically from 7 to 1:30 a.m. Eastern. And that is a whip around red zone for baseball. You're going to get all of it. And it's also on demand.
Who's your favorite baseball player?
Nolan Arenado, Colorado Rockies third baseman.
Okay.
Damn, that came out smooth.
Thanks, guys. I love that guy. Have you seen him play? I mean, defensively, he's probably the best third baseman in the game. And if you A's fans want to go out and say, oh, no, it's Matt Chapman, or you can come out and say, now it's Manny Machado, now people are saying Vlad Guerrero Jr. just made his MLB debut with Toronto.
He got more to prove.
He does, but he's made some great defensive
Yeah,
plays. He hasn't done much at the
Look
plate
at Mike over here watching every sport. Where does he find the time?
Thank you.
Jesus, how? Meanwhile, and then he listens to all this Big Crip too.
He's probably watching baseball while he's listening to Big Crip. Are you what you're watching Change Up and you're listening to the shenanigans?
Exactly. I love Change Up.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well,
Thanks,
once again, thank you so much.
Awesome.
We appreciate the time. We definitely had a great time with you. One of the best interviews, if not the best, because we didn't laugh this much. Look,
we're working off of 1 hour of sleep at like 1.
Oh yes,
we're
me
just
too.
being honest.
Me too. Okay, that's why, guys. We're all
We're just being honest. Like Oscar was good, and
Tevin Farmer was good.
I mean,
Eric Gomez was very candid and honest. We
cool.
spoke about other fighters not signed to Golden Boy, and he was so honest. So I really appreciated that interview.
Brian Kenny was good too.
Oh,
He brought the energy that gave us,
right here. Yeah, you're right.
That gave us this one,
He's
but
smart.
no one. We didn't laugh.
We didn't laugh as
Yeah,
much.
we had. This was a good time.
I'm getting all the
Thank
warm
you
fuzzies
again.
right now.
And
well, I will be listening and watching.
see
in
you on the red
future.
carpet.
Yeah,
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Trying to get on.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. I don't
real.
think I have the authority to do that, but I'm
course
just going to
not.
promise that, see what
Yeah.
happens.
Why not?
Get into the
You
universe.
can always do something once.
Hey, don't. If you hear, hey LG, it's me.
Guys, yeah, let's go. Bad Bunny, get over here. He's like, who is this crazy redhead yelling at me? Guys,
Well, thank you for
You're
your time.
awesome.
That's gonna be awesome.
Thank
I can't.
you.
Is the clips for the red carpet? Where do we see those?
Okay, so they will be sprinkled in throughout the actual live broadcast on DAZN.
Okay.
I believe
Social
they
media?
will also be pushed out on social
Gotcha.
media. Yeah, DAZN. I think it's _USA.
Yes.
Yes. So
All right.
catch it.
Bad
DAZN.
Bunny. Bad Bunny in the zone. Thank you, Lauren,
Thank
so
you, guys.
much.
You guys are
Appreciate
awesome.
you.
I appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Lauren Gardner going to be on DAZN. She has her own show. Make sure you check it
Change Up.
out. The Change Up. She was
Baseball.
a great guest. You see the energy that she left us with. Everybody is all smiles. We finally wrapped up Canelo versus Jacob podcast row, a success.
Yes.
Listen, the truth is my we've tried to do numerous things, you and I, as a team, and sometimes it doesn't always work out.
Nope.
But this time it felt good.
I think this
we
last
had
show
a good
did,
we had a good time.
It was a good flow to it. All the stopping and going was just a little bit too much for me. So I think yeah, man, like what we're doing now, man, is just awesome. And thanks to LG.
We left with some high energy. I was yawning.
Yes. No, I'm ready.
Was crying.
I'm ready now.
You're
now
ready
I'm
for
ready.
what?
No, like that woke me up.
Yeah, me
honestly,
too.
like I'm ready to pack up. I'm ready to pack up.
Yep.
I'm ready to light
Smoke.
that Khalifa,
Yep.
even though I ain't got none. I'm just waiting
Bro,
I'm waiting for the
Schmores.
lovely listener.
Bro,
Schmalls.
I'm ready for this per diem.
Yeah. Get us a good angle, champ. Where you at?
I'm right here, nigga. Right here.
Okay. Making sure. So, all right, we're gonna
final
wrap
thoughts?
it up. Final thoughts. Great time.
Great time.
Little
Great
goals.
interviews.
God is good.
All the time.
It's
Appreciate
good.
every TBV listener out there. I appreciate everybody hitting the thumbs up button, sharing, subscribing. Without you guys, we wouldn't get here, and it's only going to get bigger, man. It's only going to get bigger with your support. You know, who knows? Maybe we'll be on the red carpet hosting it with Lauren next time. You just never know. It all takes your thumbs up, your share, and your subscription to the YouTube channel.
We're here because of you guys, man. We appreciate you much. And we look forward to bringing you more coverage throughout the week leading up to Cinco de Mayo and the fight that we are all waiting for, man. Again, this is Doomy, Alex Doomsday Linus. Love you guys. We're here for you. On to my
Time
boy.
to smoke.
Time to cut it.
I just want to take time out to thank all the guests that came out from Eric Gomez, Oscar De La Hoya,
Yes.
Mario Serrano,
Yes.
LG, Lindsey Gardner, Tevin Farmer. Man, there's one more that I'm forgetting. I'm so sorry.
Brian Kenny.
Ryan Garcia.
Oh,
Brian
Ryan
Kenny.
Garcia.
Shout out to all.
How well spoken was Ryan?
Ryan
Man? He was
Garcia
an
was
impressive
amazing.
kid.
Hashtag TBV for
Amazing.
life.
Somebody's grooming
That
him right
surprised me,
now, man.
That
I mean,
surprised me.
he's in the right place now.
The
Like
camp
he's
too.
got that
the
camp.
the vocabulary. It's just he was very
It's just not only the vocabulary, the answers.
Yeah,
and the,
very
and-
mature
and
answers for a kid.
The method of which he answered the answers. Like
The
sometimes
growth too,
You
because
know what? He's a father.
you know
Can't
we're
even call
used
him a
to
kid.
we're more used to seeing him argue, debate online than to sit down and see such a level-headed, mature kid. I think that's what took us
I know
back.
that
Yeah,
you
that's
ain't.
what took- that's
I know that
exactly
you
what
ain't
it
say shit about his Gap clothes today, Nick.
Well, he didn't have Gap. It was Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh,
That's a little bit
That's
higher.
levels up.
That's levels up.
I'm
Like you know what I'm
fucking with you, man. I'm
saying?
fucking with
Gap
you.
Gap is like a level above Old Navy and
Yeah,
like.
he got the whole
You know what I'm
statistic
saying?
on these.
But
dresses.
listen, we out, man.
We out
Say,
Really,
shout out to T, man. He's
yo,
behind the camera.
yes, you don't even
Shout
know
out to my
you don't
guy
even
there.
know Travion, but we're gonna get so much behind the scenes footage with
Cool,
Travion.
yeah.
He's gonna be doing the crazy remix kind of video style video for us. And when I say video style, I mean video like hip hop video
Like
style.
we in the
So,
video type.
You know what I'm saying?
Gang.
We're gonna be shooting that.
Gang, gang.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing
Gang,
that
gang.
I don't know, that Drake video or something.
And
But-
real quick, man, follow me on IG at Gross1911
Yo,
or on Twitter
you seen
at
the love you was getting in the
Gross2212.
chat? Somebody was
Never.
like, Mike has such a seductive voice. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Like, dog, you can't
say
be
you got
having a
the
male
Barry
avatar.
Manilow.
You can't be having a male avatar talking about Mike got a seductive
Whoa,
voice.
nigga,
he
why
said he
you
was
even-
out here talking
why
like
would
Barry.
You, why would you even tell me that, nigga? I don't care.
I'm just saying, no, it was another someone else
Hey,
gave you
Mike.
love. Like, yo, Mike, you
Mike.
killing it. It was a few Mike questions.
Mike, you're killing it.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out
Where that's coming from?
I'm trying to figure out how Doomy girlfriend friend doing. You know what I'm saying?
Who's Doomy girlfriend? Oh, yeah, she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
trying to hook you up, but that was before she heard you were sleeping out, man.
I wasn't sleeping. I
she
wasn't-
might be listening.
I wasn't sleeping out.
She
out.
is listening because she sent
Deanna.
text.
I wasn't sleeping out. You know, what I'm saying? I was like a night buddy or something.
I don't know if Mike is ready
And
to
I'm
delete
not. I'm not.
POF and
I'm
all
not.
that shit.
I'm not. Look here. If I find the right
Hold on,
lady-
let me see his feet. Yeah, he still got his fisherman boots on. Yeah.
And on that note, we got this motherfucker.
Oh,
Peace, yo.
All right. I was about to switch cameras and shit, give y'all some other views.